Program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us or send us your feedback through social media.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy DC, and I am the Thursday night host of St. John's local tradition, Out of the Fog. You know, local matters here on the show, and from arts and business, not-for-profit, anybody doing anything great to make our province a more rewarding place to live and work. It all happens right here in the studio. So join me and my boy DJ Slim Macho every Thursday night for Out of the Fog.
That he fell.
Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Beer?
Oh, since we had that talk, I'm not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of puffs.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
You can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
This is Rogers TV.
Good evening, hockey fans. Here it is, the rubber match for the three-game home series for the Newfoundland Growlers at the CBS Arena. The Newfoundland Growlers experiencing their first loss last night. Bill Hart here with Steve Callahan. What do you tell the boys? How do you rebound from your first loss of the season?
Well, you only learn from losing, and that gives you an opportunity to really refine things, to really, reutilize, clear the slate. You've had your first one now. Let's get ready to go again. That's where you really start to learn about who's inside the room, who's going to step up, who's going to make that elevation for the game.
Yes. The score, of course, last night 6-4 was not indicative of the game that was played. Had to squeeze that in there. We're going to throw it down to ice level for the national anthems, and we'll be back during the first intermission.
Inside CBS Arena here in beautiful Conception Bay South, Newfoundland and Labrador for the third and final match between your Newfoundland Growlers and the visiting Adirondack Thunder. Here's today's starting lineup. Between the pipes, looking for another W is number 35, Keith Petrozelli. In front of him on the blue line to start the evening is number 5, Brennan Kapchek. And number 22, Noel Hoffman. fire. Oren Centazzo, Isaac Johnson, and Ryan Chizowski make up the forward group. Just about ready to go. Today's referees, number 26, Alex Norman, and the linesmen are Brian Lambert and Brian Bolt. So it's Petrozelli taking on Alex Sakelaropoulos in the opposition goal as Jimmy Mazza skates in. Nope. I thought he was going to take the face off. I got too excited. It's Jordan Kaplan. He'll line up against Ryan Chizowski. I'm Chris Ballard. He's Ben Murphy, and this one's underway. Won by the Thunder. Rubbed down along the end boards and cleared in by the Thunder. Growlers will get their first possession behind Keith Petrozelli looking up ice, a nice feed. And ahead comes Johnson. He'll hand it across. Chizowski into the right wing corner, trying to use his edges. Cut in front of the cage. That rolled off the end of his stick, but he intercepts a pass, gets it right back. Noel Hoffenmeyer dumps it in and behind the net. Johnson puts it out in front. And that one whistled just wide by Chizowski. Played back in. Marcus Power fresh off the bench. His first shift scored a dandy goal here last night, but Kapchek was forced outside the line. Marcus Power intelligently skates and picks it up. O'Brien flipped it ahead. That's intercepted, but that pass ends up errantly in front of the Adirondack bench and cleared in. Petrozelli leaves it for Melindy. Snap back for McCourt. He'll let that one roll away. There's a whip wide from the Thunder. A quick shot as Lidsman holds the line. Back down low. Melindy intercepts it and played it ahead. And away comes. That's Marcus Power. His pass really nicely knocked down by Peter MacArthur. And across for Long. His shot, a low one. That's blockered away by Petrozelli. Knifed away again on another sharp angle try. And away comes Zach O'Brien. Gets away with some speed and over the line onside. That's going to be intercepted and poked back into neutral ice. Right back onto the tape of O'Brien. Waits for his buys to tag up. And he'll head off for a line change. 90 seconds already gone here. One shot for Adirondack. Not one yet for Newfoundland. I suppose I should unmute you there, hey?
A great start from this Newfoundland team so far, Chris. The way they're able to get the puck out of the zone quickly in transition and start to work that cycle game down low, that's going to be important for this Growlers team all day today.
Lots of pace so far as Gordy Green gives chase in the offensive zone, right wing corners. Irving pulls it away. Luke Buffia drives through traffic, but snared by Sakelaropoulos. No rebound. 2:01 done here in the opening period. No score yet between the Adirondack Thunder and your Newfoundland Growlers.
It's going to be an important part all night, Chris. We just saw the traffic there in front of the night. We're going to want to see a lot more of that. The Growlers are going to need to get bodies in front of that Adirondack goaltender if they're going to want to find a way through.
Ryan Chizowski on the draw to the left of Sakelaropoulos. That one's going to come back. He wins it, and swinging that one wide is Isaac Johnson. Played behind the net, out the other side. Johnson in a foot race for this one, trying to keep it alive against Jimmy Mazza. And it's going to be into the corner, loose, almost misplayed by the Adirondack defender. But they will skate this one away, out with some speed. That's going to be gloved down though by Kapchek. And moved ahead quickly, and out Johnson. He's in with Chizowski, dropped it off for him. Chizowski in on goal. A nice quick shot, and even better save by Sakelaropoulos. The Growlers buzzing here in the early stages. Kapchek, toe drag shot. That one stopped again by Sakelaropoulos. Played back down low. The Growlers all over the offensive zone here. Kapchek almost able to hold the line there. But he will pick it back up and flings it ahead for Centazzo, who sends it right back in. There's Nathan Knoll for his first shift of the hockey game. Must have heard us talking about him because he's putting in the work in the left wing corner. Puck poked away from him though, and Marcus Power gives chase behind the net, trying to force the defender into an error. And instead, that'll be flipped into the Adirondack bench with 16:53 left in the first.
No surprise to see Nathan Knoll with a jump in his step there to jump out on the ice right into the mix right away, right where he belongs and likes to play his game. No surprise at all there.
Back to center ice we go for this face-off. Knoll unable to win this one, but it does end up all the way back deep inside Adirondack territory where they look to start a run. There's LeBerge along the left wing side. Fan on a pass, but it connected anyway. Kaplan, that one poke checked away. He'll be forced into neutral ice, and look who's chasing him down in the offensive zone. James Melindy forces the turnover, but the Growlers were offside. Love seeing that from Mel. Jumping in, forcing the play. He was the one leading the play up there. We got a penalty.
Chris, I'll be honest, I'm a little stumped on that one. I'm not sure where the penalty on that play came from.
I straight up didn't see it, but that's Riley McCourt in the penalty box. 2 minutes for slashing. Well, up until yesterday, the Growlers had a damn near unbeatable penalty kill. Didn't fare as well last night. Was it 3 for 4 Adirondack was last night? Something to that effect.
Yeah, and Chris, I thought the penalty kill really looked good on Friday night. But again, it really came down to that traffic last night in front of Cormier. And that was how Adirondack was able to find their way through. Bodies in front of the net.
Here come the Thunder down the right wing. Lumbering into the offensive zone, that's Rivera. He scored one off his face yesterday, and that one hit one of the stanchions at the top of the glass. And they're going to call that out of play. 22 seconds gone on the penalty to Riley McCourt. Shots are 2-1 Newfoundland, 16-13 to go here in the period. The Growlers penalty killing unit currently on the ice. Johnson's about to take the draw. We got Chesowski, Hoffenmeyer, and James Molindi out there.
Those are two tough defensemen that don't exactly make it easy to play against, Chris. Between Noel Hoffenmeyer and James Molindi, you're going to think twice about taking any extra shots.
Well, the Thunder, they have possession in the offensive zone, sailing that one wide from the point, but it's picked back up. Weisick gets it back for Long at the line, almost lost his balance there, but he gets the puck back, right-hand side, takes it across with a slap pass. There's a shot. That one blocked in front by Chesowski. You can tell that one stung him a little bit, but he's still chasing down pucks in the offensive zone. That one comes away off the goal stick of Petruzzelli and Chesowski. He'll bounce that one the length of the ice. A minute to go here in the man advantage for Adirondack. Good looking penalty kill so far here for Newfoundland, but Joe Masonis, he'll skate it up ice, find some speed, knocked away from him. He'll hold the line, then he's dumped by Nathan Knoll, and those two look at Nathan Knoll chirping him. And I think he's gonna take him.
Exactly what we were talking about before the game, Chris, and it didn't even take 5 minutes.
And you can basically see, I'll paraphrase what Nathan Knoll is saying to him right now. Hey man, they're asking for you over at the penalty box.
That's exactly the kind of game he wants to establish early on, Chris. I mean, a good, solid crunch there and already getting under the skin of that Adirondack team. And you can see the smile on his face the entire time.
I absolutely love it. So, hey, we'll play some four-a-side hockey for 42 seconds and then a truncated power play for the Growlers. We'll go across that bridge when we get to it.
4-on-4 hockey for this Growlers team is definitely a position they don't mind being in.
Got that right. These guys can make up the extra crown. What a play by Pomerleau. One-timer wide. What a shot by Kapchak. Long, the right wing boards bouncing into the corner. The Thunder looking to get it out. That pass finds its way to Peter MacArthur. Blocked that pass. That's an offside there. Delayed. LaVerge, everyone on the ice for Adirondack had to tag up. And away comes Newfoundland. Gordy Green with speed. All kinds of it. Trying to look like Connor McDavid with that goal he scored the other night. Knocked away, however, and ends up back in neutral ice. James Molindi, 5 seconds to go until McCourt's out of the penalty box. Might be able to pick up that pass. Centazzo gets it instead. McCourt's back on the ice. He'll head to the bench as Green toe drag in on goal. Stopped by Sakelaropoulos, and he'll hang on. A minute and 12 seconds now of power play time remains for Newfoundland. They have all kinds of energy, man.
Gordy Green, the wheels, product of Miami University, and 14 games with the Marlies there last year. His speed has blown me away in these first few games, Chris. He really makes an impact each and every time he's up there.
He knows how to move them legs, no doubt about that. 14:29 to go. Nathan Knoll back out onto the ice for the power play. He ties up his man there. But the Thunder get control and launch it off the glass, the length of the ice. Petruzzelli, they'll leave it aside. Scooped up by Brennan Kapchak. Head on a swivel. Drop pass for O'Brien. And he'll chug his way to center. O'Brien trying to get the feed back from Power. It's intercepted and cleared away. Petruzzelli again. 45 seconds of power play time remaining as Kapchak takes it, hits center ice and dishes for Nathan Knoll. Knoll behind the net, brings it around the opposite side for Marcus Power. They'll leave it back to the point for Hoffenmeyer. He's their perhaps biggest weapon on the man advantage is that shot of Noel Hoffenmeyer. He gets it back and walks halfway to the left wing corner, pauses and walks back up top. Dishes for Marcus Power. Not a lot of movement here. Someone's got to shoot it. Hoffenmeyer will. That'll be stopped by Sakeleropoulos. No rebound. 13:33 to go in the first and 16 seconds to go. And Ben, you'd like to see maybe a little more player movement there. Everyone looked like they were kind of standing still there.
Yeah, a little stationary, Chris, and especially with this Growlers team, their biggest threat is their speed. When they're moving their feet and moving the puck quickly, they find success. But the one thing I did like is they were able to get a bit of traffic in front of the net there, and that's what they're going to need to beat this Adirondack goalie early on.
Good face-off win there by Knoll. Pass comes across to O'Brien. 10 seconds to go in the man advantage. Up top, cap check. One touch to Claus. Gets it back to O'Brien now. Right wing circle. Pauses. O'Brien waits. Looks for an option. Cuts behind the net. Tries to center. Ripped out in front by Nathan Knoll. Just fired it over the cage, but we're back to five-a-side hockey as Marcus Power tries to get some room on the right wing corner. Leidsman, he's trying to keep him pinned, but O'Brien, he'll get it off a pass from Power and head behind the net. Wraps it around, swings, oh my goodness! What moves by Zach O'Brien? Oh man! Unable to get it into the back of the net, but that was worth the price of admission alone, folks. Good gravy.
That is slippery there, Chris, as Jeff Merrick would say, just like an Olympic dive, no ripples.
Mark Johnstone feeds it back for Bavia inside his own zone. And now that's Pomerleau ahead for Johnstone and across. And they're going to say offside with 12:33 remaining. No score. Shot for 5-2 Newfoundland. I like the way the Growlers have come out in this one. We're going to say shack and break here. We're just going to go right on through it here.
Seems like everyone is counting steps these days. Some just count more than others.
Lost it on the pass there, but was able to see that heads-up play, get the poke through on the tape of Nathan Knoll, and a great chance at the net.
Looks like the Growlers will send down Luke Bavia. Let's see, Tristan Pomerleau, those are your defenders. Brendan Soucy, Mark Johnstone, and actually what they're doing is they are fixing a patch of ice down there right along the blue line. They had to do a little bit of that last night as well.
And talk about the cleanup on Friday before we even kicked off the game. We had a pane of glass shattered during the Adirondack practice.
Yeah, I was sitting up here just with my head down, finishing my game notes or something. And then you hear the unmistakable sound of an entire heavy-duty pane of glass crashing down. And it was the Thunder who did it. And God love them, they finished practice.
Without the pain?
Yeah, they just kind of moved 15 feet kind of away from it, and that was barely onside there. The Thunder, as Mark Johnstone steals it and finds Todd Skirving. One hand on the stick, and Skirving able to get it in deep. Now Soucy battles in the right wing corner. Centering feed off a body. Pomerleau gets it off the goal stick of Sakeleropoulos, goes for a skate. He's tripped up behind the net, leaving the puck for Johnstone. Johnstone, look at the battle as he tries to get his way out in front. He'll get Pomerleau with a pass. Pomerleau to the line, swings it for Skirving. Skirving in the high slot, his shot blocked. Left, Skirving following up on the play. Couldn't get the shot through. Bodies colliding all over the place as Adirondack brings it back up ice. Peter MacArthur hands off across for Long. Back alone in front for MacArthur. And that one, the net's off its pegs, I think, or I thought it was. Nobody noticed.
Yeah, that's been an issue all weekend long here in CBS, is the nets coming off their off the pegs, and it seems like in both ends of the ice, whenever a goalie makes a push, off comes the post.
Seems fine now. Play will resume. That one whipped high and wide by the Thunder, and it ends up back inside their own zone. Leidsman, a long pass from MacArthur in no man's land, stolen easily by Centazzo. Melindy across, Hoffenmeyer now ahead again for the speedy Oren Centazzo. Now Chizowski, he'll fire one, saw some life at the blocker side corner, couldn't find it, whipped it wide. Melindy now backpedaling in his own zone, his pass ahead. Off the boards, a nice members bounce there for Hoffenmeyer, had it stolen away, but another steal this time by Centazzo, but poked back in by Adirondack. Got to give Adirondack some credit here as well. They're moving their feet like you'd want to see a team do on a Sunday of a 3-3.
Yeah, it's really been back and forth here so far, Chris. Both teams moving their feet, moving the puck well, getting lots of opportunities at the net. It has been a hot start here in this first 10 minutes.
Isaac Johnson frees it up, rolling it toward the line of Centazzo. It's held in. Played back down low. Hoffenmeyer just harassing his man in the left wing corner. Comes away with the puck, leaves it for Melindy. Melindy trying to work it up ice for Centazzo. That's going to be blocked to the line, held in. Redirected, what a save by Petrozelli. Redirected at the last second. I just pulled my groin watching him save that.
Ooh, that was a full stretch, almost a full split there. Wow, what a save from Petrozelli. Just shows again he is locked in, Chris. You need to be dialed in to make a save like that.
10:01 to go in the first period. That's an icing against Adirondack on the play. And that was a really late redirection. My brain doesn't even move that fast, let alone my body parts.
No, that was an impressive save. And Chris, we were saying again before the broadcast that you can see the confidence this team plays with Petrozelli in net playing like he is. That he gives them more opportunity to push the puck up ice, take those offensive chances when they have that confidence and trust in their goaltender.
Half a period gone, shots 5-3 Newfoundland, and trying to change that is Kaplan as he weaves his way into the Newfoundland zone. His centering tries blocked. Loose behind the net, a paddle. Melindy knocked to his backside, staying in the middle of the fracas down there. He'll throw a hit back on Kaplan as those two continue their paddle in the corner. Puck gets away. Clearing attempt there is going to be held in. Hamilton leaves it. Smith a drive, that one wide. Off the end boards, Oren Centazzo, long shift for him. He'll skate behind the net, finding some relief. There's Isaac Johnson, that's moved away. Almost catching up to that is Nathan Knoll. He'll pressure the Adirondack defenders inside their own zone as that one comes across for Hamilton. Up ice, offside by a mile is Brian Smith. 9:11 remains here in the opening period. Still no score. The shot ends belonging to Newfoundland, 5-3.
Tristan Pomerleau, another great start for this Growlers team this season, and he's a great story as well. The captain of Victoriaville Tigers in the QMJHL, but also played 4 seasons at the University of New Brunswick.
That powerhouse team won a Canadian championship with UNB. That program has been really good for a long time.
That program and that league, the Atlantic University Sport League, Chris, is one of the best kept secrets in all of hockey.
You're darn right it is. So many good players have gone through that, and I don't know why college hockey in Canada, I say college hockey, we would call it, I guess, university hockey, doesn't get the same reputation as, say, the NCAA does in the United States, and it's a crying shame.
Yeah.
Peter MacArthur, what a move, but an even better save by Petrozelli. And I've got to give Peter MacArthur a ton of credit here. He is definitely the elder statesman of this Adirondack squad, and he has been far and away their best player.
Yeah, he's a really heart and soul guy on this Adirondack
Green
team.
with some room, he scores! Handcuffs the goaltender, Gordy Green opens the scoring on Sunday, 1-0 Newfoundland with 8:42 left in the first.
There's that speed again, Chris. Gordy Green flying down the wing, beats his man, gets that quick snapper off. What a shot, what a finish, what a play.
I wish we could see a replay of that. You folks at home, you enjoy it. But did it not look like that Sakelaropoulos got a little piece of that?
He certainly did. That one had a bit of a flutter as it made its way into the net, but again, it's that speed from Gordy Green. That chop, chop, chop coming down the wing, beats his man, and able to get that quick snapper off.
I'm not sure he even got everything he wanted on that puck, but he got enough of it. And when, like to your point, Ben, if you have that level of speed, you can get away every now and then with a nice quick release and a shot that, you can get away with doing exactly what he just did.
And I think that might have been a part of the reason Sakelaropoulos only got a piece of it. I think that might have thrown him off a little bit, as he certainly did fan on that shot, but hey, you'll take him any way you can get him.
You're darn right. 8:14 to go here. Mark Johnstone in a battle for it inside his own zone. Here comes the goal call. Gordy Green gets credit indeed. From Zach O'Brien. Green from O'Brien opens the scoring here in CBS. His second of the year for Gordy Green.
The Growlers scoring first is always an important piece for this team as well. When they score first, they seem to score often, and that's a big boost for this team here on a Sunday afternoon. Helps.
Oh, here we go. We got James Melindy in a scrap behind the play with LeBerge.
I think this one's been
oh boy, this will be Melindy's first fight of the year. He's gonna feed LeBerge an uppercut, cuts across the top with two big rights. These are two big boys going at it. James Melindy, look at him. Haymaker after haymaker. Now he's got his jersey around his face a little bit. LeBerge not going down easy, but Melindy clearly the...
Chris, if he connects with a couple of those are going to hurt.
Oh,
Melindy
and he got one
swinging.
there,
wow.
wrestling him to the ice. I'll give the TKO to James Melindy on this one.
And the fans are on their feet here making noise. I think everyone's kind of been waiting for that all weekend.
You got that right.
James Melindy. And if the crowd wasn't fired up enough from that goal, they certainly are now. You could just feel the energy in this place pick up again. Everybody on both teams, both benches on their feet. That might have been the boost this game needed.
Both Tristan Pomerleau and Oren Centazzo, both separately going to the penalty box to give Meller a little fist bump. They respect the effort from the captain for sure.
And again, Chris, that's why he wears it.
When I was personally wrestling with the notion that we all thought James was going to be done playing hockey, and I was asking myself, I'm like, okay, of the players that I know that are coming, I don't know of anyone who's, I don't want to say not worthy of wearing the C, but James has done such a good job being this team's captain. It was hard to imagine anyone else. And you're absolutely right. Stuff like that is exactly why he is the captain of this hockey club.
It's just leadership to a T, on and off the ice, each and every night. You know, you can see the respect he has from each and every player on this team. He demands it almost every room he walks into, and it's full buy-in from this Growlers team. And when you can watch your captain lead by example every night, it really just sets the tone for the entire team.
Off a steal, the Adirondack Thunder enter the offensive zone. That one, even the boys on the bench said that came out. That goes unnoticed. Under 7 minutes to go. Look at the play by Kapchak, absorbing a check himself to get rid of the puck. But now, oh boy, a missed pass there by the Thunder. McCourt, first man back, no icing. The Growlers take a steal, flipped into the air. Now O'Brien, all alone is Zach O'Brien. Big save, Sakelaropoulos. Trying to go 5-hole was O'Brien, but I think the puck rolled up on him a little bit.
Oh, the hands on Zach O'Brien, the hand-eye coordination to be able to knock down that flip pass from Marcus Power, just a thing of beauty there, but a great stop from Sakelaropoulos.
Nathan Knoll trying to advance it out. It'll be held in at the line. Irvine hands across. Pass through traffic. Kick save. Petruzzelli gets control and moves it away, and O'Brien gets away. O'Brien crisscrosses with Power. They enter the zone onside. O'Brien worked into the right wing corner, absorbs a check, gets it across for Marcus. Marcus Power in the left wing corner. Back up top, McCourt holds, fires, redirected wide by Todd Skirving. Hoffenmeyer doing some business along the right wing boards, absorbs some pressure as Skirving across another try. This one knocked down by Sakelaropoulos with 5:49 to go in the first.
Noel Hoffenmeyer showing once again just the strong presence he is on that blue line, being able to hold the line there, but also stick with it.
All right, here's a quick break here, and Bill Hart here with Callahan, and well, 1-0 for the Growlers, and all weekend long we saw a little bit of chippiness, and it all came to a head with James Melindy dropping the gloves for the first time at home this season.
Incredible amount of animosity out here today. The speed is great, and we've seen a lot of chippiness. You know, that comes with familiarity, breeds animosity, and that's what we've had so far tonight. We saw the big captain step up, one for the ball, guys, and had the little KO out there. It was incredible. What an atmosphere. Really electrified the crowd. We've seen some great speed. We've seen a lot of activity, a lot of board play. It's a real intense game so far.
Well, these two teams have no love for each other. They're North Division rivals, of course, and they'll be seeing a lot of each other as the season progresses.
So, well, when you lock the kids up all weekend, sooner or later they're not going to get along, and that's what happened there tonight. You know, they started to get in at each other, a little bit of this. So now we're starting to see it boil over, and the score will dictate how that levels out.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll throw it back now to Chris Ballard and Ben Murphy with the call on Rogers TV.
The boys plays into a nice end of the first period here. Susie, Green, and Skirving, that's your forward group. Offenmeyer and McCourt on the back end.
Not the first time we've said this, but how about that beard mustache hybrid on Todd Skirving right now?
He calls it, he's named it. Of course he has. He calls it, I don't know if it's the Skirv or the Skirvs or something to that effect, but it's already getting too much press.
It's a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty.
It's something. I give Todd Skirving credit for a lot of things. That's not one of them. Only because I'm good buds with him and I can give him the gears about it.
Todd Skirving, a fan favorite here for the Newfoundland Growlers, no doubt. These fans love seeing his presence, and he just shows it all the time. I mean, we caught him coming off the ice after warm-up. There's a kid hanging down over the gate looking for a high five. Todd Skirving gives him not just a high five, Todd Skirving gives the kid a stick. You know, it's those kind of things. He's so integrated into the community. The people here, they love him.
Face-off coming up inside the Adirondack zone with 5:25 to go, and icing was the call. Stepping in. Can't even see who that is. Chizowski? Yeah. He'll win it back. There's a shot knocked down by Sakelaropoulos. Rebound was let out. Centazzo trying to come away with it. Dangerous play in front for the Thunder, but they will clear the zone to center. Kapchek inside his own zone across for Chizowski. Back for Kapchek, and the Growlers will start it out. The Scurvy. I just got a message from Todd's father, Rod, in Thunder Bay, and he was happy to correct me. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Squeaks. It's the Scurvy.
All right. Well, now we know we won't make that mistake again, but a great shift from Todd Skirving there as well. But, man, 9-5 here in shots, but a few good chances from this Adirondack team. Good scoring chances. You know, Petrus Elias had to make a few big saves early on, but for the most part in this first period, it's been Growlers off.
Face off to the left of Sakelaropoulos. Noel and the Super Noofs up front with Hoffenmeyer and McCourt on the back end.
Face-offs has been one thing for this Growlers team so far this week, and they struggled in the dot a bit last night, especially on the power play.
And I thought they had figured a little bit of that out in the first game, because I agree it was a lot more even than perhaps you'd like to see. And spurts last night looked good again, but hey, maybe you're right. Maybe when they hit the ice again for practice, maybe that's something to tee up there, because possession is key in this league. As there's a shot through traffic. Traffic again being that key word, and no, we're not talking about getting between CBS and St. John's. There wouldn't be any traffic today. Well, on a Sunday drive, you know.
We don't know what we might run into, but it won't be like Friday night at least.
Oh my God, I feel like that's all I talked about on yesterday's game. Was it was awful. I'm a wussy when it comes to highway driving as it stands. I almost cried driving home. I was terrified.
It was intense. It was that hypnotizing kind of snow, though, when it's just pummeling at your windshield over and over and over again. But luckily, all that is gone, and it has been a beautiful Sunday here in the Metro region in Conception Bay South.
Oh, it absolutely has. And jokes aside, I absolutely love the drive coming in here, because I drive the long way, the old way, and it's quite scenic. There's a lot of great points of interest on the way, as Noel Hoffenmeyer fired that one wide of the cage, but already hurried back to break up an odd man rush. Battle there for Nathan Noel, leaves that puck for O'Brien. He sneaks into the offensive zone, almost all the way in on goal, but he was finally stopped by the Adirondack defender, and Marcus Power looks to try it again. Top of the circle, a drive, big rebound kicked out by Sakelaropoulos as the Growlers continue the offensive onslaught here. There comes an opportunity. O'Brien gets it off a pass up top from Power. O'Brien, Power, and a save. Sakelaropoulos again. 12-5 the shots now on goal for Newfoundland, and a broken stick there for Hoffenmeyer. Look at that, holding the line. Temporarily was McCourt, but Hoffenmeyer gets it, snaps it right back in.
What a shift from these three Newfoundlanders up front here. Zach O'Brien, Marcus Power, Nathan Noel, and it started two big face-off wins for Nathan Noel on that shift as well.
3:40 remaining here in this period. The Growlers, that one hopped over the stick of Gordy Green, but chasing it down is Mark Johnstone, and he'll pick this one up on the backhand, battling against two members of the Adirondack Thunder. Battling hard in there, puck is loose, pulled free by Skirving, still loose in the corner. Gordy Green looking to lean into his man. Johnstone pulls it away. Skirving, and a glove save made by Sakelaropoulos. No rebound.
Nice quick release there from Todd Skirving just on the top of the circle. Puck on the tape and off just like that. That's a good opportunity. And the Growlers, they're just shift after shift really starting to roll here, Chris.
Yeah, Eric Wellwood, when I last spoke with him, said, Chris, if we can play every period like we played the third period last night, this team's going to find a lot of success. And that's kind of what this feels like. As Gordy Green gets it off the draw, walks toward the blue line, keeps a man at bay. Finds Kapchak, back for Green, knocks down a pass, centered in front for Skirving. That was a nice looking play, but Skirving unable to catch up to that pass.
That foot speed from Gordy Green again, buzzing around the offensive zone. His feet do not stop for the entire time he's on the ice for a shift.
Great move by Johnstone. He'll flip it into the air wide of the cage, gives chase and gets there first. He's rocked into the end boards. Penalty coming up to the Adirondack Thunder. That's Jimmy Mazza. He'll head off as the puck is touched up. 41 to go, and
a hold on that one. Wasn't sure if that was going to be a hold or interference, but it looks like the ref just gave the holding signal on that one. Growlers power play coming up.
0 for 1 on the power play so far. No, did we score in the last one? Gordy Green's power play goal? No,
that was not a power play goal. 0 for 1 so far here today. Chris looking to make it 1 for 2 on this power play. And Zach O'Brien shifted back to the point on the power play, something I really like.
One thing that I've noticed, and I mentioned this at some point on earlier broadcasts, he's done a lot of work on his slap shot. Maybe that's a result of him playing some of that point. His shot from the back end has gotten heavy, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, he's still, and I mean, just an offensive talent like, you don't see all that often.
No.
By far one of the best players, not just here on this ice, in this league.
Look at him go as he weaves his way in. Marcus Power now in the left wing corner and back up top. Hoffenmeyer across. Kapchak winds, fires. That one a low blocker save by Sakeleropoulos. Played back down low. Now along the right wing board she rolls, and O'Brien up top. Kapchak across, all kinds of room. Hoffenmeyer, a screaming slapper off the tip of the glove of Sakeleropoulos, and out of play with exactly 2 minutes left in the first.
Just another bomb from Noel Hoffenmeyer on the point there on the power play. He really gives you that Shea Weber kind of presence on the ice where, he's never scrambling, he's never too out of position, he's quiet, plays a sound game, but he is tough and mean to play against.
James Melindy gets a little ovation as he gets himself out of the penalty box. The fans and his team very quick to applaud the efforts of the Gould's native. Growlers captain James Melindy getting into his first dust-up of the season.
And I'm sure, Chris, it will not be the last.
I think that's fair. It might not be his last one today.
That's a good point. Shots 14-5 right now. Only a moment ago we were saying shots were 9-5. The Growlers are pouring it on.
Face off, that'll be pulled away by the Thunder. Misplayed though in the corner. Marcus Power is going to have a chance to keep this puck. It'll be held in. Comes across to Hoffenmeyer. 50 seconds gone off this power play as O'Brien gets it back at the right point. Swings it across. One-touch cap check for Hoffenmeyer. Hoffenmeyer up the boards down low to Marcus Power. Ringed around the boards yet again for Zach O'Brien. O'Brien gets around his man. Curls it through the middle. Tries a shot. That's off a stick and into the protective mesh. 92 seconds to go in the period, and it's been the scoreboard may not suggest this, but it's been a pretty dominant period for Newfoundland.
Yeah, Chris, since about maybe the first 5-7 minutes, it's been pretty much all Growlers now for these last 10 to 13 minutes here of this first period. They are pouring it on offensively. They're working the cycle game down low. Feet are moving, puck moving, and they're getting lots of opportunities at the net.
You lost it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I was just about to try to pronounce Sakeleropoulos, and I had to
I've done that
think
more than
twice
once.
about it, but he's really what is keeping Adirondack in this first period.
You're absolutely that's a great point. I almost forgot about his stellar performance so far. All these high-end chances for Newfoundland have been thwarted by Alex Sakeleropoulos. Hopefully the Growlers have a few more grade A power play chances left as Isaac Johnson has control, looks for an outlet. Out of the right wing corner, centering try. That one stopped, rebound. Lots of battling for that one, and it lands for Chizowski. 1 minute to go in the period. High slot, Gordy Green goes for a skate, looking for his second of the game, sends that one wide, loose into the left wing corner now. Another battle won by the Growlers as they work it free along the end boards. A second scrum. You gotta watch out for Mazza exiting the penalty box right now as we're back to 5-a-side. Ripped across and a mishandled pass by Chazowski. That would have been ripped top corner.
He would have made no mistake on that one, Chris. The puck did just jump up on him there. Chazowski's had a great weekend here.
He sure has. Reinvigorated after a stint with the Marlies. Centazzo, rebound, there it is! What a play! Riley McCourt has his first professional goal, and it's 2-0 Growlers.
What an effort from McCourt to jump on that loose puck there and wasted no time firing that one into the back of the net. Again, Sakeleropoulos is having a great game so far here in the first. If the Growlers are going to want to beat him, that's how they're going to have to do it. Pucks at the net, traffic, bang home those dirty goals.
Not much dirty about that. You got to love that. 19.4 seconds to go in the period. It's a 5-on-5 goal. But a timely one for Newfoundland and for Riley McCourt, his first as a professional.
And that line is really clicking tonight too as well. They are flying each and every time they hit the ice tonight, Chris. They are buzzing, lots of scoring chances, and that's now that line's second of the night.
Tristan Pomerleau turns it over. 1 second left in the period and a diving block by Pomerleau. No, that was Soucy, pardon me. Let's give the credit where it's due. What a block by Soucy to bring an end to an entertaining first period of action. 2-0 Growlers thanks to a late goal by Riley McCourt. Shots in the period 17-5. Shots, hold on, I'm looking because I think that's the most shots the Growlers have put on goal in a single period, and I have just now confirmed that. The previous high was on Friday night when they had 14 shots in a period against Adirondack. Now 17 in this period. A lot. The ice feels tilted right now, Ben.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Ben. Bill Hart here and Steve Callahan joining you for the first intermission. What a period of hockey for the Newfoundland Growlers, out shooting Adirondack 17-5 in that one, and managed to come away with a 2-0 lead.
And we had everything. We had some great physical play. We had some great hits. There were plenty of shots on goal. Not only that, we had an incredible tilt, which kind of brought everybody up out of their seats. We also had a couple of goals, so it was almost, you got your money's worth in one period. It was great. It was fantastic so far. 2-0 Growlers.
Well, this team is showing signs of so many great things that you need in order to be successful in the long run. Dare I say, some are saying that this Newfoundland Growlers team is faster than the one that won the Kelly Cup.
Very fast. Incredible speed all the way throughout the lineup. Very quick with their pucks. They move them very well. Very high skill level. Very high skill level, which is really good to see, especially now. And they're starting to get depth in scoring. Instead of relying on just one line, they've got depth in scoring right throughout the lineup.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because the Growlers, of course, are 5-1. Definitely one of the most successful teams in the ECHL so far this season, in the early part of it. Not a single Growlers player is in the top 20 of league scoring.
No.
So they are spreading it around. All right, let's check out some highlights. We'll start with that first Growlers goal. And you want to start this at the save.
Yeah, I do. I mean, this is where the play takes into consideration the necessary that it's a 200-foot game. Now, this came off a real good save a little earlier, and then the puck got moved up the ice. If that save doesn't happen, if that momentum doesn't pick up, it got right in low, real good off the shoulder. So many shots are stopped up around that play. Then we move up the ice, and this was kind of a little replay of last night's goals that went the other way. In this case, it was the shot that fluttered in for us. That's 2-0. That made it 1-0 at that point in time. But again, we see the great save and then the play right up the ice, making it a 200-foot game.
We hit a blizzard there. It's okay. We've cleared the snow. We talked about the speed on this Newfoundland Growler squad, and of course, Zach O'Brien, a big part of that speed, and almost made it 2-0 early on this breakaway.
You know, Zach is really good in tight, as we know, and there's really no surprises what he tries to do when he gets inside.
That's not Zach O'Brien.
No. And he was practicing this all in the warm-up as well. Zach was. He was in tight. He always does that. He gets himself a little group of pucks, and he wants to make sure that when he gets those opportunities that are in tight, he likes to try to get up top. I really thought he was going to do that. Just an incredible pass. I mean, in magical hands to be able to pick that up out of the ice, and I knew he was going to try to go a little top shelf there and wait as long as he could till he get in tight. Incredible skill level, high skill level from Zach, and the anticipation to be able to knock the puck down, be able to get in tight. He was waiting as long as he could. It's just special to watch.
Well, that was a great pass too, and you knew exactly where Zach O'Brien was shooting for, where all the real estate was showing in that net.
Yeah.
Newfoundland Growlers finally scored again with 19.4 seconds left in the period.
And again, I love the zone entry right here. It's a little delay, opens up the legs. We get that first shot, and I often said that every time you get a shot on goal, you get more scoring opportunities. Either the first one goes in or the second one's a rebound. That's what we had right there. And that was a real good play too, because he was able to place that right at the time that the puck hit the ice. Whammo, put that right home there. Again, that's good, great zone entry, laying it over to the high slot, and then we get that shot that comes off. The first one generates the rebound. We go up 2-0.
I love the look on McCourt's face. You know, happy getting his first of the season.
Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, man.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot more of those as the season progresses, because this Newfoundland Growlers team and what they've shown us so far in these 2 1/3 games at the CBS Arena, this is going to be an exciting team to watch.
Very fast from both teams, especially Adirondack as well. It just shows the depth of hockey throughout North America. And again, they're so big, but they're so fast. The speed of the Newfoundland Growlers is just incredible to watch, especially at our vantage point, I guess, in the sense that we're down by the ice surface. You really get a feel for the skill level. Such in tight, the spin-offs, the cycling down low, the plays at the top of the circle, the speed and the skill is just phenomenal.
All right, it's been a great game so far. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back as the first intermission continues on Rogers TV.
Creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at Janes & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
I can't thank people enough for donating to the War Amps.
If I could, I'd give every single donor a big hug, because things that they've allowed these kids to do are amazing.
Gives them the opportunity to experience life as everyone else would.
They can do so much. They can play musical instruments, snowboarding, play hockey, kayak, swim. There's no doors being closed to them, and I find that amazing.
It's affected my family in a way that we may never be able to thank you.
Welcome back to the first intermission. Brian Rogers has been hanging out with the Newfoundland Growlers since they first stepped onto the ice a long time ago, and he's chitting and chatting with all the players. He had a chance to catch up with Noel Hoffenmeyer now. Let's listen in on that conversation.
Fans, Brian Rogers with rookie defenseman Noel Hoffenmeyer of your Newfoundland Growlers, number 22 in his jersey. He'll be number one to hurt before too long. How's she cutting, buddy?
It's going good. It's been great here so far. I love everything about it. So I'm happy to keep going. I'm excited for the weekend.
You always have a smile on your face. You're very endearing, outgoing, and I love that. And you'll fit right in here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Noel, obviously being part of the Toronto Maple Leafs organization, being a hometown boy, this is probably a dream. I know you're still expecting to play at a higher level, and that's what every player shoots for. But tell me about what goes through your mind right now at the ECHL level, because this league has improved greatly, and you're on a championship caliber hockey club.
Yeah, that's for sure. A championship caliber club for sure, but the team is really good. Everyone I'm playing with and the coaching staff, everyone around me, it's just it's a first-class organization from the top down. So my time here has been great, and it's a good opportunity for me to develop and grow my game so that when I go to the next level, I'll be ready.
How important is it for you to have some support here? I know your lovely gal Ashley is here, and your little pup, the Cocker Spaniel Harlow, that all the boys have fallen in love with since we saw her. She's a beautiful little doggy. But how important is that to you?
Yeah, it's great. Having a support system here is something that's important to me, and it's good to kind of have a rock and somewhere to go home to that makes you feel at home. So it's been great for me so far.
I want to talk about the skill set on this hockey club. When I look at it, how deep it is up top and on the back end, you guys are like 3 and 4 and 5, 6 deep, for goodness sakes. I guess everybody's going to have to be patient because Coach Wellwood and McKeever, they have some tough decisions to make.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, everyone we're playing with here is a good player, and we're great. We're a great team. So it's a good opportunity to push yourself every day, and having good players around you makes you better. So it's good for me and everyone else.
One thing I did notice is the Marley players that have already had a cup of coffee playing out of the Coca-Cola arena in Toronto, when they come here, they're not upset. I mean, in the past, that might be a situation where players would be upset being sent down to a lower level, but the guys come here, I think, with a pretty positive frame of mind.
Yeah, I think it's a happy place to be. Obviously, you want to be at the next level, and that's the goal, and that's what I'm still striving towards every day. Mm-hmm. But I think this is a good spot to kind of build a foundation and a base so that when you go up there, you're ready for the next level, and that's what everyone around us here does for us to help us out.
How about having a young coach like Eric Wellwood, who's only 31 years old, for goodness sakes? He's like one of the boys, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's for sure, but he's got a bank of knowledge, and he's a really good coach, so it's good to be around him and all the coaching staff. Nate, everyone is really good to us, so it's been good, and just trying to soak in everything that they kind of feed to us is really good.
Number 22, Noel Hoffenmeyer on the back end for your Newfoundland Growlers joining us. Let's talk about you, Noel, where you were born and raised, and how old were you when you first were gifted with a pair of gloves, a hockey stick, and a pair of booties?
I can't even remember. I used to go out to the rink with my dad when I was real young, and my dad's a huge hockey fan as well, so my mom as well. Whole family's huge hockey fans, so kind of had a hockey mindset growing up from a young age, and my dad used to take me out to the rinks in Toronto, and I used to go out there full equipment and wasn't afraid to fall down, so I kind of built my love for the game way back then, and it stays strong to this day. So
I guess it has. He taught you extremely well, son, to be honest with you. Now, I want to get a little personal here. Tell me about your game. If somebody came up to you in the street and said, Noel, what type of player are you? How would you describe yourself?
Yeah, I think I'm a really solid two-way defenseman. I like to play on the offensive side, but I can be reliable on the defensive side as well. I think one of my biggest strengths is my shot, and I like to use it, so hopefully we'll see that a couple times this weekend for sure.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because I've watched you wire that at Glasgow Biscuit or whoever makes them in this day and age, and they were moving, buddy. Guaranteed. Favorite player, or a player that maybe you patterned your game after? Is there one?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch. Now with the NHL, everyone's really good, so I like to just watch hockey in general. I think every game you watch, you can kind of pick things from different players, no matter what style of game they have. So I wouldn't say I really have a favorite player, but I just really enjoy watching hockey and learning from players that are at a higher level than I am.
But being from the Big Smoke, you're obviously a Leaf fan.
Yes.
I've had other players from Toronto tell me, no, they weren't Leaf fans growing up, which is kind of a shocker to say the least. Finally, Noel, when it's not hockey season, besides trying to get Harlow broken in down on Water Bridge, I gave away your location, sorry. I didn't give the number, though. What are some of your interests away from the game?
I like spending time with my family and my friends. I think I have a really good support system, and they kind of help me be happy and do the things I do. So when I'm not at the rink, just being around friends and family and spending time with them is something I really enjoy.
Noel, thank you so much for joining us on our broadcast this weekend. We wish you nothing but success with this wonderful hockey club. You're part of a great family away from home, and I know that you probably have already found it very endearing, so it can only get better.
Exactly. Thank you.
That's Noel Hoffenmeyer, number 22 of your Newfoundland Growlers. Now let's go back to the desk.
Well, there you go. There's a player that's very happy to be part of the team, and you can feel that in that chat with Brian Rogers.
He was, and he talked about how much appreciation for the organization he had. It was a top-run organization. from top to bottom, the opportunity to be here and play for that type of organization. He was also touching up on the skill level, something that we talked about as well, but how sometimes you're just going to have to be patient to get your opportunities, not just to get your opportunity in the lineup, also get your opportunity to get in on special teams and power play. When you're playing a good team, sometimes there's going to be difficulties as well just getting the ice.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's good to see Noel happy. You know what makes me happy? Stuff like this. This is I can't believe how excited I am over these. The kids are loving them too. I mean, you can see these all over. Expect to see a lot of these in the stands in future games for sure. They tell me at the Growlers gear store, the most popular item though, the Newfoundland Growler face masks. Selling out like crazy. If you're going to get one, you got to get there early, but they're outselling everything.
Just to touch on this though, Bill, the fan support has been unbelievable.
Yes.
It's been absolutely amazing. It's been incredible to watch. People are lining up 2.5 hours before game time, showing up, just ready and pumped up, merchandise, everything. We got really, really true hockey fans in and around the arena.
And listen, it goes without saying, we'll keep talking about these guys over and over, but the staff for the CBS Arena, A1 job so far. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back to continue the first intermission here on Rogers TV.
Fans, Brian Rogers with rookie defenseman.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Welcome back to the first intermission. Checking out some scores around the league from other North Division teams. Worcester's home to the Florida Everblades today, and they are scoreless in the first. Worcester, of course, going to be here at the CBS Arena for 3 games next weekend.
Yep. I was just back from Florida. Incredible, because I saw all the signs down there about the home opener for the Florida Everblades, and it was just great to see. Just like how the league is just all incredibly all over North America.
Oh man, it's going to be an exciting time. So of course, the Newfoundland Growlers. Tickets could be available to the public depending on, it's usually 1:30 for game time. Season ticket holders aren't purchasing them. They will be made available to the public, so keep an eye on them on the Newfoundland Growlers website and Facebook page. All right, we saw everything in that first period. What are you expecting in that second?
Well, the late goal is what's going to dictate how this period plays out. One, it was 1-0, it's a little different. Sometimes when you score late in the period, it's not like getting 1, it's like getting 2. And it really deflates the other team. So I'm going to look to see how Adirondack respond to that late goal. As well, how does Newfoundland respond with that late goal? Do they jump again or do they get a little bit comfortable? I expect it's going to be a lot of energy. I expect that we're going to see a quick, fast-paced start with some physicality. If that one tilts in the favor of Newfoundland, if they get that third goal, that really could iron out this game and really could make for what could be a little bit of a nasty finale to the 3-game series. If not, if they hold tight, obviously It's a little cliche, but the next one's a little big.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you, if you think the fans are loving it, they are. Yesterday, we had someone with a saxophone in the crowd. Now, just to our left, there's someone banging away on an ugly stick. Only in Newfoundland, my friends. Only in Newfoundland. So once again, thanks to the CBS Arena. This has been a great spot to call home, albeit temporarily. But thanks so much, and thanks to the fans for having patience. And I can't say enough about the Newfoundland Growlers management and ownership for really stepping up for the fans this weekend.
This is what true community is all about. And from the time that you enter the arena, everybody is so appreciative. Everybody is so friendly and kind. Not that that takes away from anything from any other location. It's just right now there's a sense of appreciation, and we see it from all aspects of the community, from everybody inside the arena to everybody outside the arena.
All right, so don't go anywhere. There's going to be an exciting period of hockey coming up, and with the call, we're going to throw it back down to Chris Ballard and his sidekick this evening, Ben Dropkick Murphy. That name is going to stick. We'll be back for the second intermission on Rogers TV. Enjoy the game.
But it's the thought that counts. And right here in the building, it's the 2-0 lead that counts for these Newfoundland Growlers as we're almost ready to go here in period number 2.
Triple header in Formula One the next 3 weekends. Triple header right here in CBS, and a triple header next weekend too.
Gordy Green to take the opening draw of the period against Kaplan, and we are back underway. That one pulled away by the Thunder all the way back to Alex Kelaropoulos. Mazza knifes that one the length of the ice. That will escape for an icing. 11 seconds gone here in the second period.
Always feels like you get that early icing first off in a period. It's almost everyone takes that first deep breath, and now they say, all right, now we're getting going. Let's get it going a little bit more. But you see that often, that icing right off the bat to start a period.
It's kind of funny, hey, one of those quirky things doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it happens often enough to make you think it does. Play continues. The Thunder looking to work it out of their own zone. The next goal in this one, Ben, going to be really important for either side. It's either going to be a 3-goal lead or a 1-goal lead. So really interesting now to see who gets the next one. And now it's the Thunder in the offensive zone in the right wing corner. That's going to be pulled away by Hoffenmeyer. And tripping over the puck briefly is Kapchek, but he'll get the pass back. And away come the Growlers. Hoffenmeyer pushed it free, and now Isaac Johnson revs the engine. Offensive zone try. A few people standing room flinching at that puck as it's flipped out of play.
That's one crisp breakout from the Growlers there.
That looked pretty. Isaac Johnson from the Manitoba Moose has been a real nice addition to this hockey club. He's been, I mean, the numbers may not show it the same way as the McCourts and the Hoffenmeyers, but he's been dynamite here on this Growlers forward unit.
Just rock solid, and shows up every night and plays a full 60.
No, absolutely, absolutely. The Thunder inside their own zone being watched by Marcus Power. That pass free over the line. That's going to be stolen away from MacArthur, and James Melindy behind his own goal. Lifts it toward the line, helped out by O'Brien. Put right back in off a body. Melindy has to hurry. He's under pressure from Long, but keeps it back for McCourt, back across to Melindy. And now that pass a little too far for McCourt, but that's going to be off the end boards and collected right back up by the Thunder, who headman this one in deep. Into the right wing corner, Melindy bodied by Long, puck freed up by the Thunder. Left wing corner, that's Robbie Payne with it on the backhand, trying to keep away from Nathan Knoll. He'll center it, but it's off of McCourt, right in on Petrozelli, and he says, nah, I'm good, and hangs on to that one.
Still a lot of back and forth here in the first minute and a half. No serious scoring threats. Yep. Right now, it still seems like both teams are still trying to get their feet back under them after the intermission. Not seeing really a whole lot in terms of offensive opportunity, a really lot of traction in the offensive zone. It seems like pucks are coming off sticks pretty quickly here early on.
Tyler Irvine to take the draw against Mark Johnstone. Johnstone gets the edge here, and away comes Pomerleau up on the right wing side, tipped in deep by Skirving. Both he and Susie give chase. Played away from both of them, but Centes. I thought it was in. I thought Susie had his first. Well, I don't think we got replay here in this building. That I thought was in.
That looked like it went right up and under actually the back bar, because we didn't even hear a ping from up here.
No, we didn't. So you're absolutely right. That may have been a goal. Here comes Skirving, trying to get it back regardless into the catching mitt of Sikilaropoulos. He'll hang on.
I would love to know what Boyd back behind the net is thinking right there, right now, because he would have had a pretty good view of that one. And it's hard to say, but man, that looked like it went right up and under the bar, not bar out.
Even a few of the characters in the press box here kind of making eyes at us saying, I think that one was in. Some people have the feed going here, but nonetheless, we play on. Shots are now 19-5 in favor of Newfoundland, and they're going to turn it back in. Johnson just barely kept out of the way on a hit from Kaplan. And now a 3-on-2 and a bad pass by Carrier. Ends up in the left wing corner. Kapchek bodies his man. Isaac Johnson trying to free it back up. Loose behind the net. Opposite side corner. Looking up top. That's a save by Petrozelli. Sharp angle off the outside. Growlers pick it back up. There's Brendan Kapchek. Keeps the feet moving all the way over center, being watched. Gets a pass in. Chizowski lets it rip. Oh, he hits the underside of the crossbar. You could hear the ping that time. What a release by Chizowski.
Wow. He was able to get that off quick. That pullback and that snapper. What a release. You're right, Chris. But that one, I think we can say.
Oh, that didn't go in.
That one, I think we can say pretty surely stayed out.
The Thunder, they're buzzing inside the offensive zone behind the net center. That's going to be broken up, but Rysick gets it back down into the right wing corner. Rysick again. Top of the circle, keeps an eye. Marcus Power, he'll watch on. James Melindy there, try to poke check. That didn't work. Out of the corner now come the Thunder. Wraparound attempt, that didn't connect. Still loose in the Newfoundland zone. The Thunder maintain possession. Melindy poked it free. Chizowski's in there. He can't maintain it. Marcus Power along the boards. Rysick at the line holds it in. Redirected in on Petrozelli. He's got that one too. A big save by the big fella.
Petrozelli is dialed in here, Chris. Right now, again, only 6 shots on, but we've seen a lot of those deflections, a lot of those quick moving plays, the rebounds coming off the pads, and he looks sound in there right now.
He sure does.
The thing about Petrozelli is he's another one of those goalies who's at his best when you don't really notice it.
That's one thing I remember about former St. John's Ice Cap goaltender Connor Hellebuck. When I first met him, as the Growlers break it out, I asked him, what kind of player are you? What kind of goalie are you? And he said, I'm big and boring. And, well, that turned out to be a nice mix of attributes for a goaltender for the Vezina Trophy winner as the Growlers bring it back with speed. Nathan Knoll surveys his options, finds one. There's a chance in front. Trying to go backdoor was Gordy Green. That one just barely missed off the backhand.
A nice heads-up play there and a beautiful pass from Nathan Knoll.
In the left wing corner. I want to see Nate score one today. That would, oh, what a pass. Kapchek. It's blocked in front. But good recovery even to have Kapchek and Johnson already back. Now it's a 2-on-2 rush for the Thunder in over the line. Backpedaling there is Hamilton, worked it down low for Grasso. Centering pass, that's going to be chipped to the line, held in, but sent back down low. Pardon me, that rolled away from Hoffenmeyer. Right wing side, another redirection. That seems to be what Adirondack's going for here. They know that Petrozelli is, penalty coming up on the play. Wrap around, try, stop, touched up, and that will be a power play coming up for the Thunder with 15:04 to go in the second.
Adirondack know they're going to have a lot of difficulty trying to come in and beat Petrozelli clean. It's going to be those dirty area goals, traffic in front of the net, tips, deflections, rebounds. If they want to beat him, that's how they're going to have to, because he is dialed in that net tonight.
And that was part of their success even yesterday. One of them was deflected in off of a face. One was off the backboards and off of the goaltender and in. So they know how they have to score here against Newfoundland.
4 of those 6 goals last night were just swarmed in traffic. You know, I don't think Evan Cormier is at fault in any way last night, but Adirondack, you got to give credit where it's due. They did a great job of creating havoc in front of Cormier last night. They're trying to do that right now in front of Petrozelli, but he looks good to start this game.
Growlers carry it in shorthanded. Skirving forced the turnover. Pomerlow, that's blocked. The rebound. Oh, that one fluttered just wide. off the stick of Mark Johnstone. He scored in yesterday's game for Newfoundland, a nifty little backhand.
Beautiful. While falling down on top of it, too. That's a highlight reel goal.
Sure is. There was a couple of them yesterday for the Growlers. That's poked away, cap check, and cleared by Skirving. Or sorry, that is Nathan Knoll. Doing his best taunts. Look at the wheels on Knoll. Stole it away from Sakelaropoulos. Now he's going to try and find an open man in front. He was dumped on the play, and he'll pop right back up and keep on going. Now heading off for a line change. What a shift by Nathan Knoll.
Really doing it all of this. And even going back to last night, Chris, he's getting used 5-on-5. He's getting used on the power play. He's getting used on the penalty kill. And he's really showing his stuff with all three units.
Already over a minute gone here on this power play for Adirondack. Masonis through traffic. Not sure it reached the cage, and if it did, it was stopped by Petrozelli. Back up top, Masonis gets it back. Another one-timer underneath the goaltender. They keep it out. No goal. Adirondack is celebrating. I didn't see. The light did not come on. I don't think this is going to count.
There was no goal wave from the referee. There was no sign pointing there was a goal, but he didn't wave it off either. But you're absolutely right, Chris. There was certainly no goal light. It seemed like Petrozelli had that covered up there and then squeezed loose. Going to be an interesting decision here. But this decision could have a lot of weight on this game. It's either we'll see a 2-1 game or the Growlers will hold on to their 2-0 lead.
Tumultuous times here. I think this is a goal. No goal!
That's got the crowd cheering.
And Alex Lowe is, oh, look at him. He is absolutely furious. At first, he tried to wave him off and said, don't even talk to me.
He is not happy on that visitor's bench right now. Still some choice words being thrown out towards the referee in his direction by the looks of it here, Chris.
I think so. I think that's fair.
I don't think he's asking him about, the drive home.
Yeah, how was your drive the other day? Yeah, probably not. We play on. 13:34 to go in the second period. Maybe a bullet dodge there by Newfoundland and a good clear. Good way to start this shift.
Growlers' penalty kills looked really good early on too as well, Chris. Really, Adirondacks had lots of control, but the Growlers are keeping them on the outside, keeping away from those really big offensive scoring chances.
Irvine trying to get behind Malindi. Stop made. Petrozelli rebound still loose. Behind the cage, Petrozelli saw it all the way, and Malindi clears the zone. That's gonna do it. Here comes Isaac Johnson, and the Growlers are back to 5 skaters, full strength, with exactly 13 minutes on the clock here in the second. Gotta hurry back. That's gonna be touched in deep there. Nice play by Irvine. Almost lost his stick in the process. Johnson, bounding puck, held in by Smith. He'll get it back down low. Ringed around the end boards. Pomerleau gives chase. Bouncing puck now stolen. And Isaac Johnson gets away. This could be a 3-on-2 if he hurries. Oh, he is hit with a high check. And no call there. Petrozelli, icing it is against Adirondack. And Buffia gives his man a little extra after the whistle.
Surprised to see no call on that, mostly because of what we've seen the last two nights
games.
Here.
Exactly.
Again, 30 penalty minutes between these two teams Friday night, 24 penalty minutes between these two teams last night. We've already seen a few power plays here today, but judging by what we've seen, that's typically been a penalty call.
Yep, same referee these last 3 games as well. So different point of view today. Maybe, who knows? No difference to me. 12:28 to go, face-off 1. O'Brien gets it in the offensive zone, hands it back for McCourt. He's got one of the 2 goals. Luke Buffia gets it. He'll send it down low. O'Brien's there. Went through his skates. Nathan Knoll, a huge hit in the corner. That sends his man to the ice, and he spins to look at him and everything. Tagging up is O'Brien. He's on a partial break. Holds up. O'Brien, rebound. Oh, what a save by Sakelaropoulos. And now a break back the other way. Here's a breakaway. Ryzik, stopped by Petrozelli. What a save, what a sequence here at the CBS Arena. Now another 3-on-2 for Newfoundland. Power leaves it up top. McCourt walks to some open ice. Hit a man in front. Now he'll have to hurry back. What what pace here.
Wow.
The last few moments. Nice play there for Adirondack. That one rolls wide. Right wing corner, Ryzik. I don't know what it was around here that allowed that breakaway to come back in the Newfoundland zone.
It almost seemed as if both sides kind of got caught up in two separate scrums that were happening there, which started from a thunderous hit from Nathan Knoll down in the
Now
corner.
a penalty coming up to Adirondack on the play, and the Growlers go right back to the power play as the undisciplined Adirondack Thunder. Now you're starting to see when the legs start burning on a Sunday afternoon, the parade to the penalty box begins.
You can really see the young energy from this Growlers team here now as you do drag on in these games after 60 minutes Friday, a tough 60 minutes Saturday. The legs are burning, and this Growlers team looks like each and every shift they're coming out with more and more fire, keeping their foot down on the gas.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nathan Knowles, a new addition to the Newfoundland Growlers, and it did not take him long to become a fan favorite in the CBS Arena.
Fan favorite at CBS Arena, but hit target number 1 by Adirondack. He's making his presence. As soon as he hit the blue line, he's going right for the net. Had a big time hit there right along the boards. Turned back, gave a little smirk. That's really not going to make too many friends out there, but he's doing everything great with his energy. Here we see the hit. I had first angle right here. Huge hit. Then he turns around and gives it the old, gives it the old how's she going with the rub out along the boards. Great energy, great speed.
Yep.
It's been an incredible period so far.
I'm seeing shades of one Brad Marchand in this Nathan Knoll, and I'm telling you, looks like he's going to be bringing people out of their seats many times this upcoming season.
Well, right after the hit, and right after he gave him the old how's she going, I mean, there was a guy grabbed a hold of him by the jersey and went snowshoeing right up the ice with him. And I mean, it was just a case of when you're really irritating somebody to the point where you're looking at them and you're taking them off their game, it's an effective play. It really is, especially when you're in the lead 2-0 and the other team should be focused on hockey. And here he is, he's creating all that chaos out there. Love to see it. Love the energy.
And not long after that hit, he actually almost had a scoring opportunity. All right, back to Chris Ballard and Ben Murphy on Rogers TV.
Ice. He'll look to do damage now.
McCord through traffic, redirected by Green. Took a bit of a cross check in the back there as well. No harm done as Green against the boards. His pass stolen away, and now they're going to look to try to cheat behind the play. Now that's going to burn them. Here come the Growlers with numbers. Into the high slot. What a move there by Centazzo. Unable to find a shot. Isaac Johnson battling. Left it for Chizowski. Up top for Centazzo, 35 seconds gone on this man advantage. He gets the puck right back. Centazzo cuts behind the net, centers. Oh, what a save. It's still loose and cleared by the Thunder. Quick one-timer. The puck handler, Petrozelli, out of his cage. Long feed. What a pass. Here's O'Brien all alone. Up top. Oh, how did he miss that? He tucked the backhand over the net. And it's cleared out of play by Adirondack. What a chance by O'Brien.
Ooh, Sakeleropoulos got away with one there at a big save first.
Absolutely.
A big save first, but what a shifty move from O'Brien, and he just puts it a little too high up over the net. But the patience with Zach O'Brien, it never ceases to amaze me. His patience with the puck. Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
I think, I'll get to that later as the Growlers continue to buzz. A minute to go on the power play, and O'Brien cross ice toe-ho Hoffenmeyer, and that knocked the net off. But man, what an opportunity. A one-timer. The pass a little in his skates, but still turned it into a great scoring opportunity. What I was going to say, Zach O'Brien, I think in the history of players to have played professional hockey out of our wonderful province, I think on the offensive side of the puck, including the guys who have been regulars in the NHL, maybe Michael Ryder's the only exception, but I think Zach O'Brien is the most gifted offensive player to have come from our province.
It's hard to disagree with that, Chris. I mean, and he's done it at every level.
That's what I mean. At the Q, how many goals did he score in his final year in the Q? Like almost 60?
He had 101 points, and this wasn't even in his last year in the Q. He had 101 points, 50 goals, 51 assists.
That's right.
In 63 games.
And like 2 penalty minutes, right?
0.
No way.
He had 2 in his 4 years in the QMJHL. But also, even let's go back to AAA here. The AAA league here in Newfoundland and Labrador, 63 points in 26 games.
That's gross.
He's done it at every level, and And of course, ECHL playoff MVP, Calder Cup
Speaks
champion.
for itself. Here he is. O'Brien looked up top that time. Didn't miss by much. Cap check at the line. Played down low. Hoffenmeyer lost it. And it's cleared by the Thunder. We've played just over half of this hockey game. Shots 21-12 in favor of the Growlers. Pretty good looking performance here so far, but you'd like a couple more goals to get comfortable here. And Hoffenmeyer says, okay, maybe we'll see what we can do about that, leaving it back for cap check. Hoffenmeyer again. Out in front, it's loose, and stick checked at the last second was Nathan Knoll. His eyes as big as saucers. He'll have to wait. Oh, held by Hoffenmeyer.
What a play.
Back down low, 1 second to go. We are back to 5 aside. Hoffenmeyer into the corner for O'Brien. O'Brien trying to get it across for Power. That's cleared, but Hoffenmeyer quick to retrieve it. Off the boards and ahead. Marcus Power trying to reel it in. Played it forward. Masonis gets it in across for the Thunder. Nice pass there. Better poke check as it rolls to the line and out. Todd Skirving gets to it first, but left it for Marcus Power. Power into the offensive zone. Cuts wide to the outside, leaves it. Palmer low, fakes, puts it in on goal. A big save, Sakelaropoulos. Banging away, side door. Johnstone gets it back. And the net is off its pegs. We should do an over-under, I think, for the next game out here. How many times the net's going to come off?
Right now, it's set at about 10.5. Chris, you can't help but feel the way when you're watching him play on every shift, the chances he's generating, that Nathan Knoll's going to get one here. He's looking for his first as a Growler.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
Feels like it's coming, and the roof might blow off. Some temperatures,
at least
some frustrations might explode on that Adirondack bench if Nathan Knoll is the one to make it a 3-0.
That's my favorite thing when he threw that crushing hit down in the corner. As he even skated to get back into the play, he did a little pirouette to smirk at the guy, and before heading back safely into his own zone as Petrozelli covers up. He's only continuing to get better. On the road, I mean, don't get me wrong, the same player was with this club on the road, but he's just brought it to another level these last 2 days.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a confidence thing as well, right? It takes a while to get your confidence up. You know, you join a new team, and there's that pressure, too, of coming here to play in front of your hometown fans. You know, there is pressure there, and it seems like he's really starting to get that confidence, and it's each and every shift he's growing more and more confident. Just wait till he buries that first one.
MacArthur's pinned against the end boards. The Growlers doing all kinds of good work as they free it up. Malindi leaves it behind the net, and Tristan Pomerleau looks up ice. He's got a few guys trying to sneak in behind the defense, and a good effort there by the Thunder. Oh, and a big shoulder check there by Pomerleau, forcing Payne to fix his bucket. Long feet ahead, the Thunder. Nice one-touch pass. In over the line is Rivera. He'll spin it down into the corner for Long. 8 minutes to go. Still 2-0 Newfoundland here, as Mark Johnstone, his cross-ice feed, finds Malindi. And the Thunder begin a line change as Malindi storms up ice, but had it stolen. Now a 3-on-2 for the Thunder. A shot. You gotta do better than that, Debbie. Keith Petrozelli right into the dog face logo on his chest, and now there. Who's that in the crease trying to rattle him? That's Tyler Irvine.
Couldn't need more than that. Coming in, no screen, right in the breadbasket. Petrozelli's going to make that save every time, and he's going to make it look easy like he did right there.
Face off to the left of the aforementioned Growlers goaltender. On the draw, Ryan Chizowski wins it cleanly into the corner for McCourt, behind the net for Luke Bafia. Looking up ice. That pass kicked ahead by Centazzo. Great skill play, centering pass. What a save there by Sakelaropoulos as it comes up top for McCourt. Through traffic blocked. And the Growlers, look how, what's the word I'm looking for? The D were already back in place by the time Adirondack even thought about rushing it back.
And that's what I'm saying, Chris.
Responsible is the word I'm looking for.
Fresh. They look fresh, which is hard to come by, as we've said a lot on these Sunday afternoon games, that, you know, normally these teams look tired, but the Growlers look fresh and full of energy, and it seems like, every time.
Isaac Johnson had a chance to try and feed Centazzo on a partial break. That didn't connect. Under 7 minutes to play. 23-15 are the shots for Newfoundland as Nathan Knoll steals another puck back for Noel Hoffenmeyer. Hoffenmeyer in his own zone. has a little bit of ice to play with there. Gets it to Marcus Power. Knocked down at the line, but held in by Knoll. Advanced it ahead. Stick checks his man. There's a trip on Marcus Power, no call. As the Thunder play it into the air and out to center ice where Brennan Kapchek settles a rolling puck, doing a wonderful job keeping it away from Jordan Kaplan. Flung ahead for O'Brien. Another beautiful stick handle there, and an even better sauce pass for Nathan Knoll. Left wing corner, bullies his way behind the net, absorbs a couple of checks from Carrier. They've met a couple of times here tonight.
Nathan Knoll is under the skin of this Adirondack team. He's getting gloves to the face and face washes in the middle of the play, and all he has to do is just show up. All he has to do is step out on the ice, and he's getting under the skin of this Adirondack team, and he's loving every second of it.
It's been the most effective he's been in his Growler career so far, and I can say that pretty confidently. That's off the goal stick of Petrozelli. A good bit of pressure here by the Thunder. Not on this play, as that's going to be poked away by Hoffenmeyer. And Hoffenmeyer is going to be nabbed for a penalty for his efforts on that play. 2 minutes for poke checking is the call on Hoffenmeyer.
Bit of a head scratcher there, Chris. This Adirondack team is going to want to give Sekeleropoulos a nice little pat on the back when he comes over to the bench here now during this timeout, because he is the only reason they are still even remotely in this game. The Growlers.
There are things in this world we cannot explain. Mysteries above and below. Forces that pull us together and draw us in. To bear witness as the natural world goes quietly into the night. Here in our own backyard.
The opportunities that Adirondack are getting are mostly coming off the rush. You know, they're coming in, it's a quick shot on. Most times Petrozelli's either able to just grab onto it or make a simple play to one of his defensemen and the Growlers go back up ice. But when we come down into the Growlers' offensive zone, they're having time on attack. Real time on attack,
Sustained
getting set
time
up,
on attack,
and lots of opportunities at the net, and that's been the difference here so far. Adirondack getting shots on, but not many secondary scoring opportunities to follow.
Face-off coming up to the right of Petrozelli.
Petrozelli, rock solid again tonight.
He looks bored.
And it's another reason why the Growlers are able to play so offensively. They know he's locked in. They have the confidence in their goaltender. They know they can push up ice and take those few extra chances.
Got to give a shout out to the head coach of the St. John's Edge, Steve Marcus, giving us a shout out on the tweet machine. Thanks, coach. Growlers clear the zone. All the way down to Alex Sekeleropoulos. They'll leave it aside. 20 seconds gone on the Noel Hoffenmeyer minor. Oh, that's a bit of a tongue twister.
By the end of the year, I'll have Sekeleropoulos down pat.
Oh, there you go. That was a good one.
Okay, we're getting better.
Record that one and just play it when you have to say his name. Dangerous side door play there, and who is it? Nathan Knoll clearing the zone.
He's been excellent on the penalty.
Everywhere on the ice. On the offensive end, he's been dangerous. Look at him, another big shoulder check there. That's going to be forced over the net. And Pomerleau yeets that one to the line. It's held in. Across, faking the one-timer there. Adirondack trying to settle it down. Masonis faked across a one-timer. That one wide. Long, 1 minute to go. Knoll lunging after him in the right wing corner, keeping a watchful eye as the pass comes back. Ryzik up top for Masonis. Back, that's Lauberge. Back up top for Long. Long walking down softly, slowly into the right wing corner. Back up top, Masonis. Faked it across again. Good puck movement here. Long through traffic. That's going to be blocked and cleared by, Nathan Knoll.
Great shot block from Pomerleau there as well.
Oh, a lot of things going the Growlers' way here. 30 seconds and a whistle.
The Growlers are really able to take away the lanes. When you can see it, especially from our point of view here, Chris, Adirondack defensemen look like they're looking for the lane to shoot, And the Growlers are just finding a way to get in that lane, take it away, and take away the passing opportunities. We must have missed that little scuffle there by the bench.
I guess so, because when I looked over, Joe Masonis was on the bench when he got called for that penalty. Coincidentals, he and James Malindi. So, yeah. Don't know how we missed it. Normally, it's pretty easy to see when James is up to no good out there. He draws a bit of attention, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. You can see it last night a few times. Some scrums broke out. James Malindi enters, and things just seem to fizzle out.
Funny how that happens.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Someone, I believe it was Kellyanne, one of the first couple of nights, who said, yeah, you know, maybe after, you know, James is one of 3 Growlers on this team who didn't play last year. And I don't know if how quickly you can get back to the style of game that James plays. Petrozelli, another big save, knocked down by Chizowski and cleared. How quickly you can get back to that enforcer style of game after not having played for over a year. That's got to be tough to go out there and say, okay, yep, first day back, time to pound him in the smush, you know. There's another chance underneath Petrozelli. He's got it. No rebound. And now Kapchek, a bear hug on LeBerge in the crease, trying to get him out of the way. Kapchek, absolutely fearless in his own zone.
And Chris, you might have a little bit of a better idea of this than I do, as you've followed this team, of course, so closely now for the last 2, now 3 seasons. But one thing I've noticed about this team this weekend, they have each other's backs.
I don't know what it is now, and this is not a knock on former head coach John Snowden, but these guys will go to heck and back for Eric Wellwood. I don't know what it is behind closed doors, but he has that team dialed in, and they do whatever is required.
It seems like from, you know, the whole way down the bench, the whole way down the roster, it's full buy-in for this group.
Yeah.
They know the way they want to play, and it's buy-in from top to bottom.
3.5 minutes.
They execute.
It's special, and the culture that has been built with this hockey club over the last 2, now into our 3rd season, 3 years, is incredible, especially if you consider the turnover in coaching staff, the turnover of players, and still the Growlers' reputation remains sterling around the ECHL and in hockey circles for being that arguably the best AA development tier in the world. And it's amazing.
And you've seen it.
We got to play back the other way. Sorry, Ben. That one, a high riser, may have glanced off the blocker. Petrozelli and out.
Another big save for Petrozelli, dialed in. But, Chris, I was saying, just before the pandemic and before sports in the world kind of shut down, I was fortunate enough to be in Toronto, and I got to go to a Leafs game, but I also went to a Marlies game.
Yep.
And I was sitting there laughing because I was like, half of this team is made up of Newfoundland Growlers.
I know all these guys.
And they were some of the best players on the ice for the Marlies that day. And, you know, that was a while ago now, but we've seen it in the Scott Pooleys, the Christians Rubens. We've seen so many guys who have come through this system and this 3-tier system, and it works. It's a thing of beauty.
2:35 to go, and an opportunity in over the line for Isaac Johnson. Chizowski looking top side blocker, and now we have a penalty coming up to the Adirondack Thunder. Delayed penalty. Petrozelli already on the bench. 2:20 remaining here. You'd like to have him touch the puck in the next 20 seconds, get the power play done in this period here. As Centazzo, a great pass ahead. Pomerleau, he's bodied along the left wing forwards. He's crushed. Touched up with 2:07 to go. The Growlers going right back to the man advantage with a chance to take real control of this one.
And that last power play looked really good, Chris. Still 0 for 3 on the night, but that last power play was by far the best out of the 3 we've seen. It feels like, and I know I've said this before, but it feels like, again, that it's that only matter of time feeling before this power play finds one.
Face off to come inside the zone of Alex Sakelaropoulos. He's been the best player maybe on either team tonight. 21 stops already here. Only Gordy Green and Riley McCourt have been able to beat him. He's been good. Face off for Nathan Knoll. Wins it back cleanly and knocked down at the line and held by Kapchek.
It's an impressive hand-eye there.
For O'Brien. O'Brien down low to Marcus. Power side door, trying to get it out in front for Hoffenmeyer. Good look, but Hoffenmeyer wasn't there. The puck comes back inside the Newfoundland zone. Ahead for Hoffenmeyer, now O'Brien, already a 3-on-2 entering the zone. O'Brien Gets it in deep for himself, right wing corner. Mazza trying to clear it to the line. Here's Hoffenmeyer at the point. Low shot, score! Nathan Knoll tipped it in front. He's got his first as a Growler.
There it is, Chris.
3-0 Newfoundland. Now, are they going to give it to Hoffenmeyer, though? I thought Nathan redirected it, and then he sheathed it. We'll have to wait for the official, the call, but what a play by Hoffenmeyer. You can tell Sakelaropoulos, the first 2 power play goals he scored against Adirondack were both top shelf, high in the net. That one was low and hard along the ice, and I think he caught him looking the other way.
And right back to our point about traffic in front of the net, Chris. That was the name of the game on that goal. A beautiful one from the Growlers. We'll take it.
I thought Noel, already it's on the sheet as Hoffenmeyer. We'll have to wait and see. I really wanted Nate to have that one. Maybe it was a little bit of wishful thinking, but let's hear it. They gave it to Hoffenmeyer. Fine by us. Still 3-0 Newfoundland.
But it was Nathan Knoll's net presence there and that traffic in front of the net that led to that goal, Chris. And a great effort from Zach O'Brien in the corner there. That extra effort to grab that puck and be able to keep the Growlers' possession.
Skirving! Gordy Green, a second try, draws the goaltender way out of his cage, but couldn't find another shot. Back in neutral ice, 1 minute to go here in this period. And a whistle.
Looks like
too many men, maybe? I don't know.
Offside? Did that tip one of the Growlers players on the way in? It looks like they want to go all the way back with it.
Hoffenmeyer saying, I don't think so. This one's got to come outside. I have no idea why the play was blown dead.
Noel Hoffenmeyer, the former Ottawa 67.
Now they're asking, the referee's asking Keith Petruzzelli where the faceoff should be. What?
It's a little bit of a head scratcher there. It's almost one of those situations where you almost see the face-off just come to center ice because there seems like a bit of confusion, but nonetheless.
45 seconds to go in the period. Growlers settle it behind their own goal. Hoffenmeyer's got to hurry it up ice. Nice pass for Chizowski. In on the right wing side, Chizowski, oh, beautiful move. Cuts behind the net and finds some room. Hands it for Melindy at the line. 30 seconds to go. Melindy is looking for his first goal of the year as well. Now everyone's got to hustle back. That's Ryan Smith of the Adirondack Thunder getting to that puck first. Melindy doing a good job keeping him at bay. 18 seconds to go in the period. A shot stopped by Petruzzelli into the corner. Adirondack gets it back. They'll get another opportunity. 10 seconds to go in the frame. Left behind, Hoffenmeyer shovels it ahead. That one blocked by Melindy. 3 seconds to go. And Centazzo, he's got to shoot it. He will. Oh, he gets the shot off, and a save made by Sakelaropoulos. Another excellent period of hockey for your Newfoundland Growlers. 3-0 after 40 minutes.
What an effort from Oren Centazzo there. 3 seconds on the clock to glove that down and still get the shot off. Wow.
And he beat the defenseman pretty clean as well. What a play that was by Centazzo. We'll get you all the details from that second period after a short break. You're listening to Newfoundland Growlers Hockey with Chris Ballard and Ben Murphy right here on the Growler.
All right, welcome back to the second intermission. Well, welcome back. You're here for the very first time. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Ben, for the call. And what a second period that was. We have the Newfoundland Growlers up now. And again, we said we were going to see everything in this period, and we just about saw it all.
We did, and I said that it was going to be that period of animosity, but it was just so intense. It was just so close to just about all of the period until it really just started to chip away at the end. But we just saw some incredible action, incredible speed, a lot of points, a lot of point shots, a lot of activity, a lot of tips, a lot of activity in the blue part of the zone, which was really good to see because that means pucks were getting to the net.
Well, I'll tell you, the crowd is really buzzing about one Nathan Knoll, and it was really good to see him on a line with Power and O'Brien. How about that? 3 Newfoundland forwards on one line.
You know, it's Buddy, what's his name, and the other fella. But it's, you know, Nathan's having a great game. He's really, really coming with a lot of energy. He's just being a pest out there tonight. He's been getting to the net. He's been moving the puck well. He's having a hell of a game.
Well, here, we'll start the highlights right here. We'll start off with this Knoll hit that really got the crowd just out of their seats.
Oh, it was right in front of me right here, and it was boom. It was a great hit. You know, he was taking a little bit of punishment. Again, look back, give him the old how's she going? And, you know, the hit just generated another scoring opportunity by Zach. We saw the momentum shift, the ice tilt a little bit that way, and then Zach was able to pick up an opportunity to have that shot, have that goal in tight. Didn't get an opportunity that way, but just shows the incredible skill. It all comes off strong forecheck. Strong forecheck, strong establishment with energy, and then coming off the body there.
So, Noel, definitely becoming a fan favorite. Let's talk about this next scoring chance in this next highlight here.
Yeah, and this one rolls a little bit back both ways as well. We see when the puck comes out here, we get the point shot right here, and again, it's Nathan's work that moving the puck around. He gets that assist, he gets that puck thrown back at the point. We get that low shot, and I love that. When you got traffic coming to the net and you're causing some chaos, which Nathan did with the goaltender, with his energy, that point shot becomes that much more dangerous because now he has to, he loses his concentration just for that split second, opens up his legs a little bit on the shift, and then that opens up the scoring opportunity that way.
Well, we finally got ourselves a goal in this.
Just see it here again. It's that little shift, a little activity causes the legs to open up. So many times, as soon as you get that goaltender to move from east to west, the legs open up that little split second. That's when the goal went right in.
Well, the Newfoundland Growlers were actually outshot that period, 14-10. Petruzzelli, of course, doing a great job for the Newfoundland Growlers. And if you think that Petruzzelli has the longest name on a goaltender jersey tonight, we had to spell this one out. Sakelaropoulos of the Adirondack Thunder has been doing a great job keeping this game 3-0 as it is.
Very much. I mean, the shots are very high, and his composure has been very well. I mean, it's the puck movement by the Growlers that is causing the open lanes to open up for the shooters. It's the puck around the perimeter. Great shots. His composure, if it wasn't for his composure, they'd be in a lot of trouble.
All right, so I'm the one to pronounce Sakelaropoulos. Steve will now spell Sakelaropoulos for everyone listening at home. Okay, we'll have to work on that one. We're going to take a little break here. We're going to be back momentarily. Brian Rogers is back for another interview, and we'll check in with him next as the second intermission continues on Rogers TV.
Creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at Janes & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
I can't thank people enough for donating to the War Amps.
If I could, I'd give every single donor a big hug because things that they've allowed these kids to do are amazing.
Gives them the opportunity to experience life as everyone else would.
They can do so much. They can play musical instruments, snowboarding, play hockey, kayak, swim. There's no doors being closed to them, and I find that amazing.
It's affected my family in a way that we may never be able to thank you.
Welcome back to the second intermission. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan coming up. We're going to do some talking about the local junior hockey scene. A scene that you are very familiar with.
Yes,
What,
very
you
much
being the coach of the St. John's Caps and all?
Yes, yeah.
The St. John's Junior Caps, to say it properly. We'll be talking about that momentarily. But first, Brian Rogers had a chance to sit down and talk with Marcus Power on Rogers TV.
Hey, Growler fan, if this guy looks familiar, he should. He's St. John's native Marcus Power of your Newfoundland Growlers, number 9 on his jersey, number 1 in your hearts, obviously. You got to get your smile on there, Powie.
Sir, absolutely.
But it's got to be good to be back home, bro. I know you and Obi went overseas and, you know, coming off a Kelly Cup championship, Calder Cup, that was in my wildest dreams. Came close twice, never won. But anyways, tell me about what it's like to finally be back home, be together, and what kind of group you've got.
Yeah, obviously me and Zach are really happy to be home. There's nothing like playing at home, and the opportunity came forth this summer to come back and play at home in front of family and friends, so it was hard to say no. But yeah, I think we got another really fast, skilled team with a lot of good prospects in their organization and a lot of older guys that have been around the league. So I think we got another really strong team, and we're hoping we can show the fans that this weekend.
Marcus, it's really hard to believe that it'll almost be 3 years, it seems like. I mean, once the season's over, it's 3 years ago when the Newfoundland Growlers in their inaugural campaign won the Kelly Cup. I know it sounds bizarre, but it's happened that quickly.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, to be honest with you. Last year with COVID and everything, stuff kind of went by pretty quick. And then that second year, we had another great team, and stuff ending without any notice was really tough for us. But like you said, it's been so long, and we're just happy that we can play with the Growlers again, hopefully pick stuff up where we left off.
Yeah. When you and Obi were over in Germany, tell me about that experience. I mean, being a local, obviously, getting over to a new country where hockey is obviously popular. But tell me about that experience on the ice and away from the rink.
Yeah, it was good. We found out that being a Canadian team, it was going to be tough to play in the East Coast if it did go ahead. So that then the team in the Del 2 called the EV Land Suit came to me and Zach and offered us a package deal to play over there. And the owners, the coaches stuff was great, and they gave us lots of room to do what we wanted on the ice and play with some good players. So it was good to play over there, and the living was great. They treated us really well, and hockey and the culture over there are just so much different. So it was good to enjoy, but it was hard through COVID over there. We had some tough lockdowns, some really hard restrictions, but it was a good experience overall.
What about food? I've had people tell me that they love German food, and I think I had it maybe once, and I can't remember where it was, but I wasn't that enamored, but I'm sure it's good. But how did you take to it?
Yeah, it's a lot different. They love their bratwurst, what they call it. It's like a white sausage.
Stopper, right?
Yeah, it's different. Pretzels and stuff like that. It's definitely a lot different than what we're used to, but it was cool to experience that stuff, and it's different to experience a different culture, but it's also great at the same time.
Yeah. Marcus, I guess, you know in your heart that Toronto Maple Leafs are going to make sure that the Newfoundland Growlers have lots of good young players, and we're seeing it already. You guys are very deep, and you got a really, really good group, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a testament to, obviously, the front office of Deacon Sports and the players themselves, but tell me about the camaraderie and how everybody just seems to gel together so quickly.
Yeah, we obviously, like you said, we get treated unbelievable here, especially for the East Coast level. The stuff we get treated with day in, day out. It's NHL caliber, and we know that, and we're so grateful for that. And I think that's what makes it so easy to produce on the ice, because everything else is taken care of. And guys are just so happy around the rink, and we've been lucky to have a great start, and we just hope we can keep that going.
And we're a real North American team this year, because it's all Canadians, and there's like 10 or 11 Americans, but the guys have been seamless, and I think they're getting off on Newfoundland too. Hey, I mean, it's hard not to, but for a lot of guys who came here and had no idea where they were going, I think that they have had their eyes open, and they're fitting in pretty cool.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of guys from America that obviously probably maybe never heard of Newfoundland before, but now since they've been here, they've been loving it, and they've been traveling around and sightseeing, so it's been good, and they speak really highly of it, so I'm glad that they're liking it here.
Okay, so you guys started on the road, you knocked down 4 straight wins, and you get ready to play in Conception Bay South, a beautiful community, wonderful arena here in this lovely community of Newfoundland and Labrador. I think the atmosphere is going to be awesome, even though it's a smaller burn. It's still a really nice rink. I didn't know it was as nice as it actually is. This could be the envy in town somewhere.
Yeah, no, we're excited. Like you said, it's a little bit smaller, but obviously that means it's going to be a lot louder and stuff like that. It's kind of like you get that junior A on top of you kind of feel. So we're excited for that, and we're just happy that we were able to stay in Newfoundland, play in front of the season ticket holders, friends and family, and everything. So we're really grateful CBS and the arena here were able to take us on.
Steve Power and the gang have done an outstanding job. All the folks here have been tremendous, and they always are in every walk of life. Marcus, finally, congrats on being named one of the assistant captains of this hockey club. Tell me what it means to you to become an official. Well, you've always been a leader, but a leader now wearing a letter.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor. Getting a little bit old now, so kind of one of the older guys that guys are asking you, kind of looking for your advice and stuff. So it's definitely an honor, like I said. And I've always watched Newfoundland sports teams and the Ice Caps and the Cloud Devils and everything. So like you said, being named to the leadership group is really special for me.
And you grew up listening to the Baby Leafs too, didn't you? And watching them on Rogers, if I serves me right.
For sure. You got a legendary voice, Raj.
Oh, well, a face for radio on TV, unfortunately for you folks out there. Pal, thanks, bud. Good luck. Have a great season. Let's win another one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Number 9, Marcus Power from St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, part of your Newfoundland Growlers. Now let's go back to the desk.
All right, well, good to see that face back in the Newfoundland Growlers lineup after a brief hiatus.
Oh, very much. Love to see it, and back, and it's just the familiarity is what makes this special too. Right? When the teams are here and we get to understand the people and the personalities that make up the organizations, that's real special.
It is. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back as the second intermission continues on Rogers TV.
Serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
If you want convenience, Marie's Money Mart is here for you. A one-stop shop for a variety of products, home-style breads, sandwiches, plus check out our freshly baked artisan breads and single-serve desserts exclusively at our in-store bakery on Frecker Drive. With 25 locations, wherever you go, there we are.
Welcome to the traditional, ancestral, unceded territory of the Stalo people. The Stalo are people of the river. I'm so thankful for the courage and resiliency of our ancestors who lived on this land since time immemorial. Each of us have gifts from the Creator, and our Creator has a plan and purpose to be fulfilled in our territory. As we embrace our traditional teachings, we can lead the next generation into the fullness of what our Creator designed. Our shared history reveals a broken relationship, but as all Canadians commit to hear truth, acknowledge injustice, we can learn to walk in our traditional way, Letsamot, with a good heart and a good mind. Then all of our lives will be enriched. Kwasai.
Welcome back to the second intermission. Bill Hart, Steve Callahan with you. You know, lots of hockey to be seen nowadays, but recently during COVID, we had a little situation where there wasn't enough hockey to watch, but now we have the ECHL back, and we also have, of course, St. John's Junior Hockey, something you're very familiar with. As we mentioned earlier, you're a coach of the St. John's Caps.
Well, it's a league that's very close to my heart. I've been coaching hockey for 31 years now, and I spent 10 years early on as a coach in the league. It's a league that's been going for 40 years, and it's amazing. I think it's just a special league. You have, again, community-oriented in the sense that, you know, it touches most of the Avalon Peninsula. We have the CBN Stars and the CBR Renegades.
Yes.
You know, just about every minor hockey system is represented. The Southern Shore Breakers, Mount Pearl Blades, Paradise Warriors, St. John's Caps, Avalon Capitals, Northeast Eagles. It's just great to see right across the board that just about all minor hockey is represented in the league. And, you know, really, we have, you know, the 17 to 22, 21-year-olds playing. It's fantastic.
I just want to make sure you remembered every single team in the league
okay.
before we get an angry phone call or email. But
I'm sure.
No, every team represented.
As long as I remember one.
Oh, yes, well, of course. The CBR Renegades, they're the ones that are off to a great start. 10-1 the last time I checked.
Great team. You know, they're very deep, very skilled. You know, they've got a good organization, very well coached. Great to see. They got good community support as well.
Yeah.
You know, they've got some real good sponsorship, and that's really good because again, it makes it a great place for them to play. And so yeah, they're off to a great start. They are the defending champions in the sense that we didn't have a league last year. I think we had one game played before things were shut down, but they're the defending champions. So you know, they've got that mantle to carry with them.
Right. Well, as a representative of Paradise, I have to kind of say, go Warriors.
Yeah, go Warriors.
I can't do a W with my fingers.
Again, we've seen some really good crowds out to the Paradise games, which is really good. We're starting to see, they have had a couple of hundred people out to their hockey games. and this is an expansion team that over the last 2 or 3 years have done very well. A very hard-working team, very well coached by Andrew McKim, and they're always prepared to play. So really good to see from them that in a short period of time they made themselves a real tough opponent.
Yeah, well, Andrew McKim, that name should ring a bell for a few fans of St. John's hockey from years gone by.
Yep.
If I do recall, St. John's Maple Leafs is the team that...
original St. John Maple Leaf.
Yep. Man, oh man, it's always good to see. Well, the lights are dimming a little bit. We're going to prepare ourselves now for that third period. Newfoundland Growlers up 3-0. It's been chippy, it's been fast, it's been hard hitting. Is there any signs indicating that that's going to stop anytime soon?
Not from my perspective. I think it's going to be amped up another notch now. I think that it's going to be a tough game for Adirondack to get back in. Even though they've had a lot of zone play, they haven't generated many scoring opportunities. Had shots on net, but not many scoring opportunities. Rebounds have been covered up, so they're not generating the offense they really need to kick in 4 goals. So I think we're going to see a period of physicality. I think we're going to see some truculence. I think we're going to see some, again, we're going to see a real exciting period of play. The speed has been unbelievable. It really has. This is the fastest I have ever seen the Newfoundland Growlers.
Yeah.
Bar none, this is the fastest team. They're very skilled, and Adirondack as well. So I expect a very, very physical game.
All right. Don't forget, Growler fans, next weekend here at the CBS Arena, Worcester's going to be coming to town. And I know a lot of fans have been wanting to get their hands on tickets, but the Newfoundland Growlers are going to make some tickets available to the public. If there's any available, just keep visiting the Newfoundland Growlers website and Facebook page for all the details, and hopefully we can see your butts in one of these seats here next weekend when Worcester comes to town.
You know, it was such a simple drive to come to the hockey game tonight. Very easy, accessible, no matter where you're to. You're 15 minutes to a hockey game. Parking, not an issue. You can drive in, incredible parking lot.
Yes.
Just the whole facility is just very, very smooth to come on into. So, you have an opportunity to come watch next week. You make sure you get out and support the Newfoundland Growlers.
Do as he says. He's the coach of the St. John's Caps. He knows where you live.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to throw it back down to Chris Ballard and, of course, Ben Dropkick Murphy with the call for the third period. It's going to be a fun one as the broadcast continues between the Newfoundland Growlers and the Adirondack Thunder on Rogers TV.
To coast to another victory.
Yeah, not too much to ask for a bit of a blowout here, is it?
No, boy.
So let's not jinx anything.
That's right. Still 20 minutes of work left to turn in for these Growlers. Gordy Green to take the draw. He's got Isaac Johnson, Oren Centazzo, James Malindi, and Riley McCourt on the ice. Cleared in by the Thunder as the third period is underway. Moved ahead. What a nice one-touch, but it's stolen in the high slot. Trying to steal it back of the Growlers, and there goes Centazzo. A great steal as he gets in over the line, trying to leave it back for Isaac Johnson. That got broken up. Malindi gets it to Riley McCourt. Back to Malindi inside his own zone. Patient with that puck. What a pass by Malindi. Centazzo into the high slot. Johnson delivers a shot stopped by Sikilaropoulos. Clearing attempt there. Gordy Green trying to steal it. And that's going to be poke check free. And the Growlers can't come away with it as Kaplan carries in a 1-on-3 rush. That's going to be off the stick of Johnson. And not a play.
I'll say, Chris, I've really liked Oren Centazzo's game here this afternoon. The former Kamloops Blazer of the WHL. He's looked fantastic out here.
That breakaway at the end of that second period was a real smart heads-up play. Knew he was running out of time, and he's had a couple of really good looks. Pretty dangerous looks as well.
And that lettuce. Oh.
I'm barely even up on terms for hair these days because it's been a while since I've had any quote-unquote lettuce, both the vegetable and the hair.
I've got a great appreciation for a good head of hair, and Oren Centazzo certainly has one.
I like a good salad. The Growlers inside their own zone. There's Noel Hoffenmeyer, plays it ahead. Marcus Power helps it free at center. Look at Nathan Noel, held up on the play, trying to get loose. Instead, Growlers are forced back into their own zone to pick it up. There's Kapchak into the air at center. Touched up by Zach O'Brien, and he'll head off for a line change. Had a quick chat with Zach's father in the intermission. I said, must be a little easier to watch this game. And he was like, what are you talking about? He said, Zach still hasn't scored in forever, so even his own old man is giving him the gears about not scoring. But he and I both agreed they're coming, and they're coming in droves.
This team scores in bunches, and the high-powered offense, it's only a matter of time before we see him fill the net each and every night, and probably multiple times.
Oh yeah, they're coming. Well, Austin Matthews had a slow start. There's a chance in front for Skirving. That one stopped by Sakilaropoulos. Susi, he's spun around in the offensive zone. Skirving gives chase on a loose puck as the Thunder look to bring it up quickly, but Skirving throws a great check, and now he's got to hurry back himself. Dropped his stick, and in comes Chukarov on a partial break. Dances around his man. What a save, Petrozelli. The rebound. He's got it too. What goaltending by Keith Petrozelli. Even when he kicks out a rare rebound, Ben, he gobbled that up pretty well.
Chris, it just comes back to that positioning. He never gets himself too far out of position. Yeah. So, you don't see Petrozelli scramble and make those big diving saves. You just don't see it.
He doesn't have to.
Exactly, because he just doesn't have to.
To the right of Petrozelli, Ryan Chazowski on the draw for Newfoundland. He's tied up with Kaplan as the puck's pulled away and moved ahead. Centazzo, a nice pass there off a stick and sent off a body. Isaac Johnson, oh my goodness, what a move, but he couldn't find a shot. That just stunned the defender Masonis in front. He may have gotten that puck up high.
That is one slippery toe drag from Isaac Johnson.
Growlers trying to bully their way into the offensive zone. Stick check there, misses by McCourt. Now he's on his heels trying to get back. Centering feed, poked away. Big open ice hit there. Touched up by the Thunder, and they're going to give James Melindy the penalty for this one.
Carrier seemed like he was ready to maybe drop the mitts there, but as soon as James Melindy comes over, things went quiet.
Melindy gave him a little extra.
Now they're going to go.
Melindy says, I don't think so, kid.
That'd be too heavy.
He's taking both of them. He's taking both of them. Melindy, he's going to go to the bench first.
Those are two big bodies between Carrier and Melindy.
Carrier's been a real frustrated player these last couple of games, and I don't know if he's trying to play their pest role, but I think he just comes across as a guy who's struggling to get his team going.
Yeah, it seems as if that's the role they want him to play, but it was Nathan Knoll last night who was getting under the skin of Carrier.
That's what I mean, and when you have the guy who's supposed to be getting underneath the opposition's skin, if he's the one frustrated on your team, well, that's a good sign for Newfoundland, let's say that.
And he's a big body, but the Growlers can use that frustration to their advantage with the speed they have.
So James Melindy did get an extra 2 minutes. Oren Centazzo in the box to serve that. So the Growlers are on the penalty kill, which has been nice tonight. 3 for 3.
Yeah, penalty kill has been really solid. Not really giving up a whole lot of big scoring opportunities.
No, that's the truth. In come the Thunder on the right wing side. That's offside, and the linesman right in the middle of it there. That's Daryl Butt who got crunched along the end boards.
And it was Nathan Knoll who did the crunching once again.
Jeez, Nate Butt. Leave the linesman alone at least. We're kidding. He's been playing with an edge all game, and I know Daryl's a tough customer. He'll be fine down there.
Yeah, I gotta say, Chris, and we've been talking about him a lot tonight. Of course, he is a local boy. Nathan Knoll grew up here in St. John's, played for the St. John's Caps, but he's been very impressive these last 2 years.
Hey, impartially so. We're gonna always pump the local guys' tires a little harder, maybe, because we're homers too. But here comes Nathan Knoll, a high right, or that was Skirving rather. That one wide of the cage. Another opportunity, a bouncer in from Johnstone. Kicked away by Sakilaropoulos. And let's not forget, the Growlers are shorthanded right now.
Doesn't really feel that way.
We know well enough right now how good this hockey club is when they're down a man. And look at that, Brennan Kapchek, first man back, letting it go for Skirving, centering feed all the way out. What a block! And now they're going to get away. Here comes Noel Hoffenmeyer in a one-on-one against Chukarov. Hoffenmeyer, that was stopped by Sakilaropoulos and into the mesh.
What an individual effort from Noel Hoffenmeyer there. He is just playing a great game. It's been a great weekend. And again, 4 goals now in the season. I was about to say 3, but that was leading into today's game. He has one so far today, 6 points, 7 points on the season now.
Leads the team in both goals and points. Not bad for a defenseman.
Not bad.
A defenseman on a team that has Zach O'Brien on it. But hey, nonetheless, that's, again, not to say that Zach's been struggling. It's just his bar is just that high.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, he's still all over the score sheet.
Oh, all day.
It's just easy because we're so used to seeing him score so much and so often.
Long behind his own goal, trying to play it away for Adirondack. Over the line, turned over by Masonis, stolen by Gordy Green, and he'll backtrack in his own zone for Tristan Pomerleau. Pomerleau gives that one a ride. Masonis unable to hold it in, and it's cleared the length of the ice. 20 seconds left on this minor penalty to James Malindi, being served by Oren Centazzo. And the lettuce of that he has. Here's Ryzik inside the line, leaves it up top for Masonis. His shot, that's turned away. Trying to corral it. What a play by Johnson. And Centazzo's out. Now they've got an odd man rush. Isaac Johnson. Oh. What a move! Oh. Trying to flip it into the open cage. He just missed.
The hands of Isaac Johnson.
Oh, the skill that's... Oh, what a steal there by Johnson. Can't maintain it. Pushed to center ice by Adirondack and lifted in by Rivera. Different story than last night, Ben. Last night, I think the Thunder got the best of some lucky opportunities, some good bounces, and today it's been all Newfoundland.
From start to finish, pretty much. We saw some back and forth here early on, the first 5 minutes or so, but it's been all Growlers all day.
Centazzo lost it in his skates. Now the boys will have to hurry back, and an offside well spotted by the officials as Smith backed in over the line, arse first, and then carried the puck in.
It almost felt like the Growlers were sitting back a little bit last night, and that's been a big difference today. There's no sitting back for this team. They're go, 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 go all night.
It's been attack mode for sure here tonight for Newfoundland. 30 shots on goal to 22 for Adirondack, so that's 3-2 Newfoundland in the period. Knoll and the Super Nukes with Hoffenmeyer and Pomerleau advanced off the face-off by Knoll, but sent back in by Jimmy Mazza. Hoffenmeyer in his own goal broke his stick. He'll head off for a fresh one. Oh no, a turnover. Look at Nathan Knoll, a stern poke check there, and now a 2-on-1 for Newfoundland. Hoffenmeyer holds, puts himself open, look for power. Oh, what a save by Sakilaropoulos. He was down and out, looking like a fish out of water, and still managed to make the save.
I think Marcus Power might have fanned on that one a little bit.
Did.
I don't think he got quite as much on that as he would have liked to. I think he would have tried to put that one right upstairs if he had the chance, but stellar save from Sakilaropoulos nonetheless.
Yeah, nonetheless indeed. 13:41 remains here in the third period of a 3-0 Newfoundland lead. Let's check on the Mixler chat. Anybody seeing it?
All right, we just saw the highlight that we wanted to see. Wow, that was a great scoring chance right there. And once again, Nathan Knoll, definitely generating some scoring chances.
Not only that, it was on the back check. He came all the way back, playing that whole 200-foot game there, came right down the perimeter, right down the middle, took away the play, then it turned up the ice, and we saw that. If we can roll that replay again, it'd be great, but we saw that just the composure to handle the puck, to hold on to the puck until the openings opened up. It was just a fact. Here we see it, again, the composure on the play, little back check, he takes that puck, makes it a pass up, stay on line by Marcus. The composure. All of a sudden now the puck finds itself. Adirondack get caught, puck watching, dropping down low, Marcus gets that great opportunity. Normally those are gonna go in. But hey, the composure of the Newfoundland Growlers has been absolutely fantastic. Been a complete 200-foot game, and see that back check, that's what really wins hockey games. Love to see it.
Man, I'm telling you, the speed on this Growler squad, we have yet to see a line hit that ice that didn't have some sort of speed and some guns under their skates. They're just flying.
By far the fastest edition of the Newfoundland Growlers we have ever seen.
Oh man, exciting times. All right, we're going to throw it back now to Chris Ballard and Ben Murphy as they continue the call in this third period on Rogers TV.
I'll get halfway to that number by breakfast. There's a shot in the slot, O'Brien. That was, see how heavy that was? See what I mean? That one didn't get through a crowd. Someone's wearing the imprint of that in Glasgow puck on their shins here today. And now here's O'Brien again. Kick that one in over the line, and he'll head off for a line change.
Nathan Nolan hard on the forecheck. Man, he's everywhere.
At the line, Bafia chipped it in. Noel's going to touch it up, but he didn't know he was offside. Carrier and Noel again exchanging recipes down there. I think Nathan Noel's found his role, Ben.
I think so. He really found that transition from being a high-powered skill player to that role player who can play a really good, solid two-way game during his days in St. John with the Sea Dogs. And it's really come full circle for him. He's really bought into that role, and man, does he do a good job of playing it.
And he's a fun guy to be around, too, inside the Growlers locker room. The kind of energy that he brings, I'll tell you, he's a unique cat.
It's infectious.
Yeah, and you just, I don't know, you just like him. Just bar none, you just like him. You'd go to bat for him, you know.
And you can see that from his teammates on the ice.
Absolutely, especially they have a lot of respect for the way that Nate plays the game. Todd Skirving, back for Pomerleau, fed back ahead. It's, in the skates of Gordy Green. Almost got away, but didn't know he had the puck. Cleared away by Adirondack. Look at Pomerleau, steady in his own zone, pushing it ahead for Skirving. He'll backpedal, leaving it for Bafia. Now back for Pomerleau again. Look at Skirving, revving the engines. Pomerleau wants to get him the puck. Couldn't do it, and Gordy Green gets it instead. Gordy Green starts up ice. Swift little skater. Green into the offensive zone now, right wing side. Flings it behind the net. Puck takes a ride on the dasher board. Centering try there is stolen away, and away come the Thunder. Malindi able to pull that one free. Walks the line and sneaks back into his own zone for a little space. And Malindi's vision has been perfect as he finds Johnson with a pass. Johnson tucked it wide. Right wing corner, Centazzo battling Mazza for the puck. Adirondack comes away with it. Behind the net, still pressured by Centazzo. They force the turnover. There's Isaac Johnson trying to keep away from Mazza. Mazza has him pinned with 12 minutes to go. Centazzo picks it up. Centazzo out of the corner. He'll change places with Malindi, walking way up high. And that pass is going to be stolen. Bringing it back in are the Thunder. Irvine, his shot blocked. Into the air, it lands for Johnson. Johnson looks up ice, looking for an open man, and turns it over. His long reach, trying to get it back. The man snuck by him, centering feed there. That's puck's knocked away, but Irvine gets it back and works it for Masonis. There's a drive, stopped by Petrozelli. Hasn't seen a puck in a little while.
James Malindi just crunch the Adirondack forward, the Irvine there.
Moved ahead, Centazzo in a 2-on-2 rush with Chizowski. Pass too far for Ryan Chizowski. Chizowski keeps an eye as Masonis carries out. Hits center ice. Over the line onside. Masonis picks it up in the no, he let it go. Bit of miscommunication there as that one rings off the glass and ends up out of play. 10:57 to go here in the third period, the third game at Conception Bay South Arena. It's been another solid one. Even yesterday's loss, Ben, was an entertaining contest, so fans who managed to get themselves tickets here this weekend, regardless of if it's been today, Saturday, or Friday, they've all been treated to some excellent hockey.
Yeah, very much so, Chris. Each and every game this weekend, and they've all been a little bit different. You know, we've seen 3 different hockey games here so far, but they've all been excellent. Fans have been treated to some great hockey, lots of goal scoring. It's been a great weekend here in CBS.
Nathan Noel behind his own cage. Hands that one off. There's Brennan Kapchak. Kapchak, what a pass. Marcus Power over the line. A great feed himself for Power. O'Brien, a drive. That one barely missed. Played behind the net. O'Brien trying to free it back down low to Marcus Power. The boys are going to steal it. There's O'Brien. A sneaky good move. Hoffenmeyer side door, trying to get it back was Marcus Power. Probably should have shot that one.
You could see what he was looking for.
And I don't blame him. The angle was pretty sharp, honestly.
Yeah.
He didn't have maybe the best shooting lane, but nonetheless, what puck movement by the Growlers here. Their skill just oozing on display here this afternoon.
You really see the chemistry from that line of O'Brien, Power, and Nathan Knoll.
And I'm going to say it, I think Nathan Knoll somehow, and this is not my homerism speaking, he may be the best fit so far. He might be the one who's gotten the most out of Zach O'Brien and Marcus Power.
I would think so. It seems like so far out of the different pairings we've seen throughout the weekend that Nathan Knoll seems to be a good fit because he really brings that extra burst of energy and speed. First into the corners, hard on pucks. A nice fit for that line.
At first, I mean, not at first, I still believe that Ty Pelton-Bice is a wonderful addition to this team. And as soon as, I might have been the second day I've seen him practice, I was able to say to myself, I'm like, oh, this guy is a Brady Ferguson clone. And Brady Ferguson, of course, was the longtime center of Zach and Marcus.
Yes, he was. Ty Pelton-Bice played 2 seasons at Harvard University.
That's true as well. And he was the center for Cole Caulfield while Caulfield won the Hobie Baker last season because he switched from Harvard.
Transferred to Wisconsin.
That's right.
And also 11 AHL games as well.
That's what I mean. And he's already scored in the American League. So I was really high on Pelton-Bice thinking, well, hey, if Ferguson was as good and I see a lot of Brady Ferguson's game in Ty Pelton-Bice, well, this is going to be a great fit. And it has been. But with Pelton-Bice out of the lineup since early yesterday, and we can see what Nathan Knoll is capable of. Another great move by Johnson. He's off the goal post. Unbelievable, the skill on display by Isaac Johnson this afternoon. He's deked out every single player on this team, and here comes Rivera back for Adirondack. Cross ice feed. Nobody home to tap it in backdoor, and Isaac Johnson skates it back in. Over the line, Johnson. Nice effort to try and find Centaz. Oh, that never reached him. Held in temporarily. Adirondack moves it away. Jimmy Mazza ahead for Smith. Can't get through the defenseman, Noel Hoffenmeyer, and pouncing on the loose puck is Keith Petruzzelli.
Isaac Johnson has been putting the Adirondack defenseman in a pretzel all night. Some of the moves, the dipsy doodling around, the toe drags through the legs. I knew he had good hands, Chris, but this has just been a display unlike we've seen.
Today's been absolutely special. Oh, some of the magic he's done with that puck this afternoon. Man, oh man.
Nathan Knoll and Massonis having a conversation there.
Knoll's going to get kicked out of the face-off dot. Oh, God. We got to mic up Nathan Knoll at some point. We might have, maybe we'll have to keep our finger over the button, but might be an exercise worth doing because he always seemed like the kind of guy whose mouth would be going a mile a minute, and it has been today.
And the amount of smiling he does,
I love it. That's my favorite part of the whole thing is he does it all with the best smirk on his face possible. And he's taking a little extra from LeBerge in the corner as Adirondack looking to get something going here in the final 8 minutes of play. 31-24 are the shots. And it's still 3-0 Newfoundland. 2 goals in the first, 1 in the second. And just a sterling defensive effort so far here in the third. Cleared away by Marcus Power this time. Bounding over the bench is Gordy Green on the forecheck as Mazza moves it ahead. Now it's Kaplan. That's going to be flipped into the air off the high glass, kept in play. And look at Brennan Kapchek freeing it up into the corner, picked up by Skirving. Skirving almost lost it. Now he's got his man pinned behind the goal. Couple of Growlers pushing bodies around. Crowd control, and away comes Skirving with it. Ahead for Soucy. Tried to dance around his man. He's dropped to the ice. Gordy Green picks it up, and he finds Pomerleau. He'll join the rush. Pomerleau, nice little
shifty
dipsy doodle to get into the offensive zone. He'll peel back and leave the puck in the corner. Long, played it ahead. He'll settle it inside the line, stolen away by Skirving at center. Bafia gets it and sends it right back in again. 6:45 to go in the third period of a 3-0 Newfoundland lead.
Keith Petruzzelli coming off goalie of the month honors for the ECHL. In 114 minutes, he's given up 1 goal.
Wild. Here come the Thunder, though, on a 3-on-2, left-hand side. Nice trying block to get it through. Luke Bafia got in front of that one, able to make the block. Centering try there, blocked away again, another effort, and another block in front. It's still loose underneath Petrozelli, guided away into the corner. Now back up top, Hamilton's got it. 6:15 to go, high slot try over the cage. Loose against the end board, Centazzo gets it off the high glass and out. And that one escaped into the Adirondack bench with 6:05 to go.
It's no trouble to tell this Growlers team is playing for Petrozelli right now. The effort they're putting up in front of him, shot blocks, up 3-0, 6 minutes left here in the third. They're playing for their goalie right now.
And they're doing a darn good job. Face off to the left of Petrozelli. Nathan Knoll on the draw against Kaplan. Knoll wins the face-off. McCourt under all kinds of pressure. He's hauled down in front of his goaltender. As play continues, Hamilton at the line. O'Brien stands in front of that one, helped it over the cage. Nathan Knoll, a great shoulder check there, but can't come away with this puck as it comes to the line for Hamilton. Hamilton wide of the cage, off the end boards. Marcus Power skating to it. Nathan Knoll in a battle, as is McCourt. McCourt's going to free it up. He'll leave it for Nathan Knoll, and off the glass. Held in temporarily, O'Brien and Melindy roll one to the line, and away comes Marcus Power with it as he scoops it up and sends it in deep. He'll give chase. The rest of his unit heading off for a line change. Melindy trying to get free into the slot. That got blocked away. Back come the Thunder. Storming ahead is Payne. He's bodied by Melindy, left the puck behind in the corner. It rolls right to Petrozelli, and he wastes no time placing the old leather lobster down on that one with 5:10 to go. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to Newfoundland Growlers Hockey. The final 5 minutes and 10 seconds to come right after this. Don't go anywhere. Right here on Rogers, on Eastlink, on Mixler, and on FlowHockey.tv.
Living here isn't all fun and games. Sometimes you have to go to work.
Here in the third period, Chris Ballard and Ben Murphy on the call of this one from CBS Arena. Looking for a solid defensive finish here for the Growlers in these final moments.
It's been a complete 55 to this point for the Growlers right now, Chris. A great effort from this team from puck drop.
Power play, penalty kill, goaltending, defense. The forward group, the forecheck, it's all looked really nice here tonight.
Everything has been clicking from start to finish. The message was clear coming into this game, and the Growlers had full buy-in.
Chipped away by Newfoundland off the face-off. Todd Skirving, the net empty for Adirondack. Drop pass, Gordy Green stays on top of his man. Tried to, puck got away. Bounds into the air, knocked out. Dangerous looking play. Skirving hands it off to Green and ahead. Here's an opportunity for Soucy. Scores! Brendan Soucy, his first Growler goal, makes it 4-0 Newfoundland.
First one in the empty net, you'll absolutely take that, but he made no mistake, and a great play from Soucy there to get that red line before going for the shot for the empty net.
Now,
but no
LaBerge
mistake.
has to watch his mouth here because I can read his lips, and he is absolutely giving it to this referee.
Yeah, it seems like some Adirondack players are upset. They wanted to see a high stick call. Didn't get it. Not going to now.
Under 5 minutes to go, 4-0 now Newfoundland. They've scored 4 goals in each of the, how many games have we played now? What are they, 5-1?
Six of the
six
games
to
start the
now.
season.
Yeah, you'll take that. No, 7.
7. We're in number 7.
Yeah.
In number 7.
Here come the Thunder, though.
And that's the thing about this Growlers team is they know the offense will come. That's why it's so important for them to take care of their own end like we've seen tonight. They know the offense will come.
They entered today's game with The second most goals, I believe, in the ECHL, behind only the Toledo Walleye. And the only reason Toledo's number is so high is they had one game in which they scored 10, believe it or not. Wow. Unfortunately, they did defeat our cousins in Iowa. The Iowa Heartlanders 10-1. That hit a man on the bench.
Too many men.
Oh, Isaac Johnson ran into his man. He'll pop right back up, but now Petrozelli's got to get back in. Shot from a bad angle is off a stick and out of play with 3:49 to go. 4-0 on what I believe is the first ECHL goal and maybe even the first pro goal for Brendan Susie. I'm going to double check that. I have it in my notes. I have a list of guys who have yet to score in the professional ranks, but I don't have it open in front of me.
I've really liked Susie's game tonight. Kept it really simple. You know, again, nothing too flashy, but not making any mistakes, especially at those critical points, taking care of his own zone, and then he's rewarded with that empty netter.
Play continues. The Thunder, they're not going to give up lightly. They may be down by 4, but Lidsman gets control through traffic, redirected wide, and a recovery by Petrozelli. Puck pulled away by Melindy, and he's going to lead a 4-wide rush. He's got O'Brien. All the 4 Newfoundlanders in on the play. In on goal. Rebound. And fought off by Sakelaropoulos. Moved away. Now all them Newfoundlanders got to hurry back.
And a strong back check there from Nathan Nola and Marcus Power.
Melindy throws a big check into the chest of Lidsman. Puck gets to the line. Held in and snapped back down low. Melindy in the corner with 3:05 to go. Lifts it to the line. Held by LeBerge. Now it's gloved down by Nathan Knoll. He'll get control, gives it a quick chop out to center. Long. He'll send it in deep. Petrozelli out of his cage. Nice job to pull it away from his man. Had to hurry back. A couple of whacks in front of him, and business as usual for Keith Petrozelli with under 3 minutes to go.
Rock solid. Rock solid. He's barely even given up any rebounds tonight.
I know. Well, I hope nobody with the Maple Leafs or Marlies are watching because we want to keep him here.
He's been in position, just sound. A quiet game. Everything's hitting him square in the chest, not getting away from him. It's been a great performance.
So if Ryan Hardy with the Maple Leafs and Marlies is listening, he's not that good. You might as well leave him here. I know the boys listen sometimes, so hey, you never know. Good joke.
If you want to leave us, leave him around. We're very okay with that. We'll take care of him. We'll take care of him just fine.
2:29 to go. That's going to be touched in deep by the Thunder. And Petrozelli on top of that was able to see the puck when we weren't able to, and that's an icing against the Adirondack Thunder. 2:25 remaining. 4-0. Newfoundland is the score. To the right of Sakelaropoulos we go. One back by the Growlers. Bafia across. Pomerleau winds and fires. Loose in front off a block. And Adirondack turns it away. 2:15 remaining. In over the line onside. Hands off to LeBerge. And a block by Pomerleau. He'll clear it ahead just out of the reach of Johnson, but the puck reaches center. Ivan Shukarov kept in by Chizowski. Chizowski, oh, what a dangle. Tried to center it. Nice move, but nothing showing for it this time. Loose in the corner. That'll be cleared away by Adirondack, and Luke Bafia strides after it in his own zone. No icing. Bafia, 1:45 to go here. Bafia, little burst of speed late in the shift there. Able to chip that one in deep himself. Knocked down by Isaac Johnson, centering feed. There's a rip by Skirving, held by Sakelaropoulos.
Chizowski and Santazzo, they have some nice chemistry.
I agree, and they play a different style. I think Oren Santazzo's more of just a bona fide sniper. A smaller statute of a guy, but everything about him just screams sniper. His flow, he has sniper flow. And also, and maybe this is just my own perception, but he tapes his stick white, and white is a sniper stick.
White is sniper stick. Absolutely.
I mean, tell me I'm wrong.
No, I will never disagree with that.
Like, you got to be a pretty confident goal scorer to paint your stick white. And that's exactly what he's done, and he's been excellent since joining the club.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch. Just a lot of energy every shift, and same thing, and I've said it a lot tonight, is Gordy Green. It's much the same, just that high power, high speed, full tilt every shift. A lot of fun to watch, and it's infectious to the whole team. When you see someone like that out there buzzing, it lights a fire under everybody.
Under a minute remains here in the third period of a 4-0 Growler lead. 34-27 are the shots for Newfoundland. 35 is the most the Growlers have put on goal, and maybe they won't reach that number now. I don't care. It's the most meaningless record this team has ever had, but in any case, back underway. There's his shot. Knocked down in front. Petrozelli lost sight of it. First time I've ever said that.
It might be a 4-0 game, but Sekeleropoulos really does deserve some credit here, because this could have been a lot worse for the Adirondack Thunder.
Bafia trying to feed it back for Green. Nice effort there by both of those fellas. 35 seconds to go. Look at the reach by Bafia. Pulls that away back into his own end for Pomerleau. 30 seconds left. Off the stick of Centazzo. He'll scoop it back up for Isaac Johnson. Knocked it down and rolls it in. Giving chase off the line is Pomerleau, trying to keep it pinned with 20 seconds to go. Ryan Chizowski centers off a body, scores! Isaac Johnson gets rewarded for his great play all day. 14 seconds to go. 5-0 Growlers.
And a beautiful display of hands on that one as well. The patience to drag it around the crease, around the goalie, and bury that on the backhand. What a goal, Isaac Johnson.
Absolutely deserved that one. Puck was bouncing around a little bit in the slot. Johnson just had to go forehand, backhand, and get a little oomph underneath it.
This line has been clicking all night tonight. Centazzo, Chizowski, Johnson.
10 seconds to go here. Adirondack, I think they're just going to hold on to that one. Well, congratulations to Keith Petrozelli. That's his first professional shutout as the Growlers down the Thunder 5-0. They'll take 2 out of 3 from the Thunder on this homestand in Conception Bay South. What a way to end this weekend.
And there goes Captain James Melindi down to scoop up that puck for that first professional shutout. Keith Petrozelli, what a game. Chris, from top to bottom, this Growlers team, that was a complete 60.
Absolute domination. Let's call a spade here. Especially after a tough game last night, they came out tonight, got right back to their game, and there was no denying this hockey club this afternoon.
No, that's a gutsy effort. They knew what they needed to do to win. They knew what they needed to do to be successful in this game on a Sunday, and they came out, stuck to the game plan, and did just that. What a performance from this Newfoundland Growlers team. Chris, would you say that might be the best 60 of the year?
Oh, 100%. On the defensive end, Keith Petrozelli, obviously, I mean, he still has yet to allow more than a single goal in a game. So he took care of business. The D and everybody in front of him did their job, and the offensive output was flawless. So, yeah, I do think, well, maybe, folks, you want to stick around after the game, check out the Growlers social media channels. I'll ask Eric Wellwood that exact question.
Yes.
Was that our most complete game of the year? Because that was very well thought of on your part.
I think just from top to bottom, they came out and just stuck to the game plan and executed perfectly. You know,
well, there you go. How do you rebound from your first loss of the season? You get your first shutout of the season. How about that performance tonight?
It was just fantastic from start to go. They started on time. They finished on time. It was a 5-0 win, and it was just from the goaltending out all the way to the defense, all the way up to the forwards. It was just an absolutely fantastic game. Highly skilled product here, and just a great showing in the community of Conception Bay South.
James Melindi just been named the hardest working player of the game. Let's check out those 3 stars now.
And he had a beauty tonight too.
Gordy Green, the Honey Badger.
And with his first professional shutout, you knew he was going to be first star, Keith Petrozelli, and I don't even know if he's coming out. Petro might already be in the ice bath, I think. Well deserved for the reigning goaltender of the month. Oh, here he comes.
There he is.
Better late than never. Keith Petrozelli already has his top gear off and everything.
How nice is that setup, too? The yellow pads.
Oh,
gorgeous.
love it.
Reminds me of Marc-Andre Fleury.
I agree. Here's a real quick third period summary, folks, and then we'll sign off. Isaac Johnson put the icing on the cake in 1945, his third of the year for Brian Shutout.
There you go. Petrozelli, no surprise. First star of the game, 27 saves, as you mentioned, his first professional shutout.
His reactions tonight were fantastic. I mean, there was times in tight when it was tough. There was some tip shots tonight, and his legs were just so quick, and his anticipation and his read of the play was just fantastic. He deserved that shutout.
Man, it was a good game tonight by all. The Growlers just a full-speed effort and definitely deserved this win, a 5-0 final. Now, of course, we'll be back next weekend as Worcester comes to town, and they are currently at home against Florida, and they're trailing 1-0 in the third. We'll be back on broadcast at Rogers TV, of course, and remember, the Newfoundland Growlers would like to try to get tickets to you, the public, so check out their Facebook and websites to find out if any are available before game day, before puck drop. On behalf of Steve Callahan and myself, Bill Hart, thanks for tuning in tonight. We'll see you next weekend with another Newfoundland Growlers hockey broadcast on Rogers TV.
In my kitchen, we have the battle of the radio hosts. We know they can spin a song, but can they cook? Hi, welcome to Scoff Off. I'm your host, Brenda O'Reilly. Scoff Off is a lighthearted cooking competition where we take two guests, a secret basket of ingredients, and only 20 minutes on the clock. And today we have two fantastic guests, two radio hosts on Coast. Hi, Dana Parsons, how are you?
Oh, I'm excited.
Excellent, me too. And Bill Hart, how are you?
I'm afraid.
Yes, well, Dana says that you are not much of a cook.
Hey, listen, if there's no instructions on a box in this basket, we are in a lot of trouble.
Oh, see, I think that's why she said, because I asked Dana, I reached out and I said, Dana, I'd like you to be a guest on my show. And she said, oh, I have the perfect person.
Because she can beat me.
This is what I'm saying. It sounds like she was taking the upper hand. Now, there's no pressure on you, but you sound like you can cook a bit.
I love cooking, so hopefully I can do a good job today. We'll see.
Right.
No pressure.
You cook at home?
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Any chance I can, I cook. I love it. I love it.
You love cooking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not baking, but cooking, yeah.
Okay, me too. I don't like baking either.
I'm not good at baking because it's so specific.
Well, it sounds like we got a lopsided competition here today. When we come back, we're going to open up the basket of ingredients. Stay tuned to Scoff Off.
I was fearful when we were coming here to do this show. I mean, I was smart because I knew Bill didn't cook and he's terrible. Terrible.
Welcome back to Scoff Off. Now, what's with the t-shirts?
We had these specially made because we do different theme days when we do our Adventures of Dana and Bill videos. And this is Freddie Fender. And Bill showed up for Famous Freddie Friday dressed as Freddie Fender and did a horrific impression.
So everybody was expecting Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, and also like Freddie Mercury. All the famous Freddies you could be, he chose Freddie Fender.
Oh, that's a good one. And of course, and you love Dana so much.
This is what my nightmares are made of. Right here, when I wake up screaming in the night, this is what I picture.
Okay, now you gotta put your aprons on.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so before we open the basket, I'm gonna tell you about the rules. Only a few rules. It's 30 points. So there's 10 points for taste, 10 points for presentation.
You're gonna taste this?
I am.
Wow.
And 10 points for the use of your basket ingredient. So there's 4 in there. You have to use a little bit of everything, but then you can use anything right here in our pantry or in our fridge to enhance your basket if you like. All the pots and pans are over there. All the utensils you need is in front of you. Okay, let's open the basket. All right.
Hey.
I can't even
Never
open
used a trotting basket before, did you?
Oh.
Okay, take it out.
Okay.
So balsamic glaze.
Okay.
Some bruschetta, like some bruschetta mixture.
Ah, all right.
So you already got something artichokes.
Okay.
Ever used that before?
Never.
And some fresh ground turkey. All right, so guys, gather your thoughts. It's time to scoff off.
Okay.
I'll take it out of your way.
Where do I start? I had no idea what was in that basket. I recognized the meat. Everything else in the jar, I didn't know if it was sweet, if it was sour. I was familiar with artichokes, didn't know they had hearts. So I started to panic a little bit.
I am concerned because turkey is probably my least favorite meat to cook with because you just never know. Sometimes it's really dry and yet sometimes it can be amazing, but I find you gotta add a lot of things to it to make it flavorful.
I'm gonna
so you
try something.
clearly like each other a lot.
We do. We have a lot of fun. And COVID-19, I think, has really brought us together because we were stuck.
You missed that. He had the frying pan behind ready to clock you.
Now I'm excited about this. But yeah, we're very lucky that we have amazing coworkers.
I'm not gonna say I'm inexperienced in the kitchen. How do I turn this on?
Oh, press in and turn to your left.
90% of men know how to turn on a stove. He is the 10% that doesn't.
I'm not alone in that. I mean, I'm used to a microwave. I should have used the microwave. If it had a button and had a timer and a start, I would have been off to the races.
I'm really excited to see what's going to happen
There you go.
here.
Now that's high, so the more you go left, the lower it goes, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to be, putting on blast right at the beginning.
Or do you,
Be exciting.
Bill?
Yeah.
Or do you?
Dana's jumping right into it.
Follow your heart,
So Bill, you're not from here, are you?
My family's from Corner Brook.
Right.
I was born in Halifax, so all my family is here. I mean, I think half the people here are probably a distant cousin of mine.
Right. So you are really from Newfoundland.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm about to prove how I make a scoff out of things just sitting around.
And I understand that you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
Huge.
That cloth I gave you, that's for wiping your tears.
It's really been hard to see him going through such torture with it all.
Well, I'm a Habs fan, so I'm quite pleased that Bill is going through some torture.
Oh, that's okay, Cinderella. It's almost midnight.
It's funny. There's a lot of people, a lot of guests I've had on my show that have been Toronto fans because Newfoundlanders tend to be kind of one or the other. I mean, there's some other teams in between, but really it's the rivalry between Toronto and Montreal, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So you guys have been working together for how long?
6 years?
Yeah, about 6 years. 6 years. For a very long time. No.
She was using word 4 as in 4. Let me see how long. Right?
Yeah. No, it's been about 6 years, and Bill is part of the morning. Vale is part of the morning show with Carolyn Moore, who is fantastically fabulous as well, and I get to do the daytime show. So we all see each other, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, now I've known you a long time, and that, being on the radio really suits your personality. And I would think the afternoon's better than the morning. You don't have to get up at 4 a.m.
Absolutely.
4 a.m. Oh, it's a beautiful place in the world at 4 a.m., I'll tell you.
I do see it quite often, but just in the opposite direction.
I don't know if I could. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think, my personality is fueled by coffee and chocolate, and I don't think there's enough
and
coffee.
Cough syrup. Lots of cough syrup.
I don't think there's enough of any of that would be able to get me through getting up at that hour in the morning. It's just, I love coffee. And I know Bill, I don't know if he loves it, but he drinks it out of necessity because poor Bill. Say what you will, but he gets up at the crack of dawn and comes in, and he's not a zombie. I honestly, I gotta give it to him. I would not be a nice person if I had to wake up weekday mornings, the hour he gets up.
And you've been a morning host for a long time, like prior to Coast.
Yeah, it's your body gets so used to getting up in the morning, even on the weekends. You sleep in, you open up your eyes, and you think, wow, what a sleep, what a rest. It must be like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. You look at your phone, it's like 5:45. Cartoons don't start that early in the morning.
No, I'm a morning person, but not that hour of the morning. Bill, do you need some butter? Do you?
Nope.
No.
So your adventures that you've been doing with Dana and Bill. So you started it during COVID.
We did.
How'd that come about?
COVID-19 was so
miserable,
crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable. And my dad was within the first cluster of people to get COVID-19.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was absolutely frightening. Yeah. And, because my dad is the biggest basket of kittens, I thought, how are we going to make him laugh? What is a basket of kittens? It's just like, when someone is that sweet and adorable, which I'm not referring to Bill, my dad is a basket of kittens. You know when you look at a basket and there are kittens in there and you're like... And, my mom, of course, was quarantined with him. They were in quarantine for over a month.
Yeah.
And he was quite ill with it. So we, you just think about everybody else, including your own family, and you just want to contribute. And we just thought, why don't we just start by doing some videos and, explore the things that we were all going through together differently, because obviously we weren't quarantined, but they were. And so we started putting them out. We did them every single day for 3 months.
Oh, gracious.
It was a lot. And they were just little things like social distancing, a social distancing greeting, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then when we finally got to a more livable level, we decided that we would just start releasing them every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just be less... Well, don't go looking over here. We could just relax a bit
like he's
more.
trying to copy.
It does.
Yeah.
Please.
So I see he's already got his artichokes chopped up over there, and he's using shallots, and you used the red onion.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got on the go over there, Bill? I seen some green pepper.
Well, first of all, what's a shallot?
Yeah.
What you have in your hand.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm that
Well,
stunned.
here in Newfoundland, we tend to call them shallots.
Shallots.
He's very fancy.
Yeah.
Basically, this is going. I'm just going back to my bachelor days.
Okay.
Taking whatever I find, putting it all in one big pot, frying it up like the good old days.
So proud of
and
you.
mapping out where the hospital is.
Excellent.
I think
maybe Brenda, you need to
can't
map
wait
out
to
where
try it.
because you gotta eat it.
And you got your bruschetta mixture in there, some celery, some red onion, and now you're putting in some leeks.
Some leeks, just for like a little bit of extra. I love a lot of onions. I love like a little bit of garlic, all those types of flavors.
Right.
Pepper down.
I mean,
and your onions are cooking there. There you
cooking
go.
away. You know what?
So Dana, your music career.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, you're a phenomenal singer.
Stop it. Thank you.
You really are. I mean,
Love it.
I mean, I love your jazz, but what is your favorite?
Honestly, any opportunity to sing on stage is my favorite. I love jazz music for different reasons because I just think it's such incredible songs that have been with us for so many years. And, you know, even when someone says, oh, I don't love jazz music, sometimes you strike on a song and they're like, I love this. It was my wedding song. And it's jazz song. They don't realize it.
They don't realize it, right.
But I love singing Motown music. I love getting to perform with the Spirit of Newfoundland. I love getting to sing pop rock music. You name it, I love it, and I'm happy to do
So
it.
Bill, does she sing at work all the time?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
And what about yourself? Are you a musician? Do you?
Oh, give her some of the Freddie Fender. Give her some of that.
I did karaoke once, okay? And they gave me a cassette tape of it. And I thought, this is back like my teenage days.
Right.
And I thought, I am going to be the next rock star of the Atlantic Canadian region. I heard that tape, smashed it with a hammer.
Bad news, Betty.
That's it.
Bad news.
That's it.
But you know, he does love a Karma Chameleon song.
Right, well, no, who doesn't?
Yeah. He doesn't sing as often as I do. I tend to open up all the doors at Coast, and I really, when a song strikes me, I just like to let it out, regardless of who it may bother.
So David sent me some facts about you, Bill. I always want to say it like you say it. And she tells me that your first job in broadcasting was doing the PA announcements at Wilco.
Ah, yes. Yes, it was. Those were the days, my friend. Man, a nice pair of dress pants, red. Oh, the 80s were great.
I would assume everything at Wilco was a clam digger on him. Like, probably nothing that would fit Bill's tall frame. Nothing.
Little kids, let me tell you, there used to be a place called Wolco. And if you shopped there in the 80s, you would hear, good evening, shoppers, and welcome to Wolco. Tonight in our menswear department, we have a sale on men's dress pants, $19.99. Don't forget the dress shirt, $14.99. Thank you for shopping at Wolco. Wow.
And you spent years working radio and country.
Yes.
So I guess that's where the Freddie Fender
it's came out of broadcasting school, and I used to be the rock guy.
Right.
You'd never catch me dead in a country music station. First job, country music station. Second job, country. Third, country.
He
Fourth.
met Taylor Swift, by the by.
Yes.
Oh, well, there you go. You've made it.
You've made it.
Oh, gosh, yes.
But country music is really popular.
Oh, yeah.
It is, it's...
Especially in the States.
Yeah.
It is here because, we got a good bunch of performers here. I think country especially, it's more of your, out in the shed, you'll find the next star right there. All it takes is a guitar and a little bit of energy.
10 minutes.
Yes.
It goes by really quickly.
10 minutes. Okay, so now it's crunch time, and I'm looking down. It's like I threw everything I thought I could throw in there, and when she said there was 10 minutes left, I was thinking that maybe I'm going to coast through this. Look busy, make it look like I know what I'm doing, maybe throw a little panic into Dana, because she's not nowhere near finished.
I know, it goes by really quickly.
Oh my God, I got to get me mouths in. What am I going to do?
I could win this.
Okay.
Yeah, because it has to be cooked.
Oh, no! Okay.
So Dana, back to your career.
Oh, God.
You keep cooking while you're talking.
Okay.
Right, you can multitask. I know
Okay,
you
I'll
can.
multitask.
I can't.
Yeah. So, like the Dana Parsons Project and your stuff that you do with your husband Wade, who's also a fellow musician.
Yes.
Probably some of my best shows I've ever seen is just the two of you together.
That
must be special.
It really is. We met on cruise ships years ago. He's originally from Vancouver. And
I know that.
I know, because he seems like a Newfoundlander, doesn't he?
Yes.
Because he loves Newfoundland that much.
Right.
And we just decided that after we finished our cruise ship,
it's gonna be hot.
Yeah, Scott was like diving in. After we finished our cruise ship contracts separately, we decided we were going to drive across Canada. We were going to explore Canada because we had the time. We had, all this spare time to just go for it.
Right.
And we did. And we had, pardon me, reached your bail.
She's cheating. She put something in this.
And that's what we did. And when we got to Newfoundland, that was a lot of oil, but we'll go with that. We decided that, we would use Newfoundland as our home base. And I'm really lucky because he loves Newfoundland. And it's, we live here, we love it. He teaches.
Phenomenal musician as well.
Oh my God, you name it, he can play it.
And you've been doing like stuff with Spirit Newfoundland for years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's just not being a musician, that's being an actor.
Oh man, it's like sometimes a server, depending on what situation you're getting into. But
yeah.
How hot are these?
The red ones are hotter than the green ones.
No, I can't.
Twist your gut.
I like hot food, Bill. It's okay.
I can't do that in case you make me try it.
The seed is what's really hot in those peppers.
Put some seeds and go for it. Trust your gut.
You're gonna have to put a cover on those.
I'm gonna do it. I'm going.
And you're only cooking for one, so you don't have to,
you're right.
make 100.
You're right. You're right. God, see, I'm so excited to entertain, and when I do, I just cook too much.
So you must like to entertain at home too.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite thing to do.
Now, mind you, during COVID-19, it's been, a different kind of a situation. Now, where would I get a cover for this?
This needs something for.
Just, you know what? I'll just throw this on top of it.
That's a good idea. I usually put another frying pan over the top of it.
Because, Bill, that's just the type of cook I am. I can do that.
Oh.
Right. So, Bill, what else are you doing with your dish over there?
I'm doing what in the what?
What else are you doing?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm looking at, the only thing I've ever done decently in my life was stir fry. And I would just grab some meat, and if there's any vegetables left in the drawer underneath the fridge, I put it all together. And then I throw some sort of spice in there in the spice rack.
And what flavoring do you normally use?
Cinnamon. Cinnamon has been that one spice that has really caused me a lot of grief in my lifetime because, as I mentioned, I like to throw things together in a frying pan and hope for the best. So if I'm chopping up some steak and some green peppers and I see a container that says roasted garlic and peppers, I'm in the zone. What I didn't know is that my wife likes to reuse these containers, and when it's empty, she puts other spices in them. So I threw cinnamon on my steak and peppers. Still ate it, but I never use cinnamon anymore.
There is a curry ketchup over there, which is funny enough.
Let's see. Well, I'm gonna put a little.
Now, Dana was also telling me that you skipped past kindergarten.
Oh.
Yeah. My God.
But not for the reasons you would.
Not because they thought he was older because he was so tall?
I assume they thought he was 45 in kindergarten.
Believe it or not, no, I went to kindergarten, but the problem was, thanks to Mr. Dress Up, Sesame Street, and all those shows, we didn't have any, little tablets or anything like that. So I would learn the alphabet. I would read. I'd read Batman comics. So by the time I got to kindergarten, I already knew all that. So they said, nah, just go straight to grade 1.
Steamy balls.
They assumed you were a smarty pants.
They assumed, but
they were.
Yeah, that same year, I called the teacher over.
Then he got put back in grade 5.
I had to ask the teacher to, my pen won't work. I was using an unsharpened pencil. So, yeah, it's their mistake.
And then they quickly realized.
Look at that.
You put them ahead too quickly. What do you got there? Your
artichoke, just for,
Oh.
No.
So you're not cooking them? You're not doing anything with them?
I'm just gonna, because how much time? Now, Brenda, don't lie to me. How much time we got?
There's like 5 minutes left.
Let's see.
That's a redeemer.
I find out, did you use any of these or?
Yep. Either one of those plates.
Smaller the better.
Smaller the better.
I mean, if I had more time, I just really feel like I would.
So it doesn't sound like you guys really have to work very hard at work at all.
No.
I nap mostly.
It sounds like it's just like hanging out, having fun.
I tell you what, I think a lot of people.
Molasses with your balsamic.
A little bit of molasses with
There's some spoons right
balsamic.
there. If you want to mix it up.
It's a lot of time.
Molasses is the poor man's balsamic, by the way.
And this will hopefully add a little bit of sweet.
I'm too far gone now. This is it. I peaked.
Did you?
I peaked. Yes, I have. I just want to make sure the meat is cooked.
She's looking to do. Oh, you're going to add oil to it, okay?
Listen.
What did you do with your balsamic?
I did a little sprinkle onto the meat.
Did
Okay.
you?
Yes.
So you've used everything I've given you, right?
You put a little bit of this here.
Yeah.
For color.
For color, okay.
For all about presentation. It's all about that 10 points for presentation.
You gonna need it. Let me just check out the balls.
And you must get asked to host a lot of things. And Bill, I understand you know the Rogers crew here pretty good.
Yes, we do some work with the Newfoundland Growlers. And kudos to the team at Rogers. I mean, these guys, the ladies and gentlemen that work there are just so amazing, always pinpointing everything I do wrong. Have you watched any of the Growlers broadcasts? Because I make a lot of mistakes.
Turn your burner off now.
That's the plan.
It seems it's empty. Now what are you going to do with the next?
What are you going to do?
He's getting ahead of you here, but you know.
Just add that ground turkey in as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut open one of these next burner.
Make sure it's cooked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I was the one, oh man. Oh no.
She's gonna have to cut them in half?
I'm gonna have to cut them in half. Kids, this is what we do. That one's raw.
Yeah.
Don't touch that. Phil, did you have...
Oh, you're gonna smash them. They're not our smash burgers. Huh? You didn't know, did you?
Ah.
She got smash burgers made.
There's nothing worse than having pink meat right before you rise it to your lips and you're like, I can't do this. I'm not gonna eat it.
So how often, like COVID is really hard on musicians for sure, right? It's been hard on everybody, there's no doubt about that, but you know, the gigs dried up. I mean, it was, you got 3 minutes left. The gigs dried up, it was just really, really hard.
And it was a time where you would think, I'm gonna use this time to try to be inspirational. And
I'm gonna use this
thought
time
it
to
was
look around the
most
place and say, wow, this is a really great kitchen.
Well, you know, but you were, because those videos that you were doing.
The videos. That,
right?
I feel like that's where we felt like we at least contributed, you know, that, and trying to be positive during the darkest time.
No one's ever going to say that you're not positive.
You know what? There's some days you just got to wake up and take stock of what you do have rather than what you don't have, and I try to focus on that a fair bit. But I tell you, during COVID-19, it was like, oh man.
Presentation.
How's it going? I mean,
what is that you put on there?
Wow.
Something green. What are these?
Now, how much time?
There are snap peas.
Yeah. Snap. You're going down.
You've got like a little less than 2 minutes left.
Okay.
She's putting snap peas on there. Probably the only thing on that counter I don't like is snap peas.
I can make this work.
Okay, we got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. My mom is just going to be like, what did you do? My mom and dad are fantastic.
1 minute left. The Bill's over there watching you, waiting.
I mean, this is normal. This is really what happens.
I think you're doing a good job. I think they're cooked now.
You're doing great, Dana.
Yeah.
Rah, rah,
Stop
rah.
it, bestie.
She's got turkey cakes made.
Turkey cakes?
Yeah. What were you going to do with the meatballs? Just have meatballs with a dip?
I was going to do a little bit of meatballs and a dip, but we can just do like a little bit of a, you know, like that.
Like that?
Like.
That's because, like, if you taste something, to really, like, make sure that you're getting it around on all of your taste buds, like you would.
And then we still got time. So, I mean, don't give up, kids. Don't give up.
Don't give up. No, we'll wait and see what you garnish that with now. 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to get that avocado on there, you got to do something with it. Watch your hand. You know there's a big knot in the middle of that, right? Cheese.
It was epic to the end. And those avocados were perfectly ripe. Thank you, Brenda and Scoff Off Kitchen, for that. And there you go, you got another component on the plate. Way more than Bill had, other than those snap peas that no one even had to look at.
Get out of the way, Bill!
She's got her knife and she's running.
You could be a comedian. Time is up.
Nailed it.
Oh my Lord, David.
My hands are burning.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to trying it. When we come back, we'll see who wins. Stay tuned to Scoff Off. Welcome back to Scoff Off. Well, that was a lot of fun. Dana, you could be a stand-up comedian.
Well, hopefully...
Add that to your list.
Hopefully this won't be something to laugh at. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, comedian now, criminal probably after what happens here. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so walk me through what you made. So you left your artichokes right like they are.
Just like a little raw, like, you know, sometimes you just want something fresh.
Right.
Which is also why I put a little bit of avocado, because I'm a big fan of it. This is like brain food.
This is all good for you.
So now it doesn't work.
Good for you. Yeah, yeah. And then this.
So what's in your turkey?
So I did the
bruschetta
in there, some garlic, some onion and mushroom, a little bit of parsley.
It is cooked, which is good. Avocado and turkey.
And a little tiny, you know, just a tiny little bit of taste of that, just hang around.
Oops, I lost my avocado.
And then, you know, threw in a little bit of molasses to sweeten up the already sweet balsamic. Just that one out. You just go for it. You know? Send you into shock by the end of the show.
I'm right here for you. You lean on me.
You know what? It tastes really good.
Okay.
Hold on, sister.
I didn't
She's
put
trying
any,
mine next.
I didn't put any artichoke with it, though.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, have some of that raw artichoke.
It's just artichoke is what you usually just put. I like just eating it on its own because it's so nice and it's like.
I'm a professional chef now. I cook mine.
Okay, Bill, walk me through your dish.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, this is going to be a long, wild, and crazy ride, but pretty much all I usually do is just take everything in the cupboards and throw it into a frying pan and mix, and that's exactly what I did here. I'm hoping it's cooked.
What was the seasoning? I didn't see any seasoning.
Oh, the seasoning was this. Roasted garlic and peppers.
What's up with that, huh?
Yes. Add a little bit, all the ingredients for color and presentation, which is very important.
It looks very nice.
But?
And you used all your ingredients But turkey was the star, so today's winner is Dana. I can't wait to see your next adventures with Dana and Bill.
Hold on, I want to try this myself.
That's it for this episode of Scoff Off. We'll see you soon.
Let me try that.
The energy level from these two guests was so much fun. Dana takes the win for taste and presentation. Bill won't live it down.
I am very proud of you. I feel like yours didn't taste as bad as I thought it would. And you didn't kill Brenda. And that is something that we were striving for.
True.
And
I don't think we should really mention this ever again.
I think we should talk about it all the time. And as besties, I feel like you should be super proud of my accomplishments because when I do well, you do well.
How about I cook for you and celebrate?
The following program is brought to you by Rogers Anyplace TV. Enjoy exclusive content for free. Visit RogersAnyplaceTV.com.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
The new VP, Eden Laszlo.
I'm not sure if the baby is Marcus's. What?
All that bull you told me about disrespecting our marriage, I'm your husband, you giving it away.
We get an interesting lead into Walter's murder.
You ever heard of the Foundation?
I wanted to ask you something about the case.
The Vanessa King case.
When an impaired driver killed my brother DJ, my life changed forever. Life has changed for all of us during the pandemic, and many people are turning to alcohol and drugs to cope. Even though most of us are staying home more, police across Ontario are seeing an alarming increase in impaired driving and the horrible devastation that goes with it. Now, more than ever, we need your commitment to never drive impaired and to encourage all of your family and friends to do the same. Together, we can save lives.
This is Rogers TV.
Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. I finally realized I needed help. The people at Janes & Noseworthy really took care of me, and I'm glad I chose a local solution. I felt like they understood me better. Getting help with my debt has given me the energy, the headspace, and the time to make my dreams come true. A chance to start again with knowledge, support, and people in your corner. Are you looking for that kind of help? It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
It was our 35th anniversary. To celebrate, we were on our way to Mama Rosie's, where we had our first date. That's when we heard coming from the radio. So we stopped and listened. It helped us get to safety. So when I think of our anniversary, because now we have even more to celebrate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Out of the Fog. I am your guest host, Laura Bell-Umba. I'm the Fund Development Coordinator with the Canadian Mental Health Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. I sit on the board of the St. John's Women's Council, and I'm also an active member of the Anti-Racism Coalition of Newfoundland and Labrador. Tonight, we'll be having an in-depth conversation about mental health within our province. I'll be joined by three amazing guests: Bailey Reid from CMHA, Newfoundland and Labrador, Dr. Janine Hubbard from the Association of Psychology in Newfoundland and Labrador, and Brad Glynn, the Executive Director of Channel. So sit back, relax, and join us for an enlightening conversation on mental health in our province.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Sundays.
I'm giving up everything here in Seattle for a man that was cheating on me. Love makes you crazy.
New couples.
We met on a language exchange site. She was afraid that I was gonna sell her organs.
Bigger stakes.
I will never go back to Ethiopia after what you have done to me and Avi.
You're not gonna keep telling me you're gonna marry, that's it!
90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. All new Sundays at 8 on TLC.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
And welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by Bailey Reid, the Manager of Public Policy and Engagement with the Canadian Mental Health Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. Bailey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Laura Bell.
I'm so excited to have you on the couch with us today. So, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do at CMHA and about the Public Reporting Project?
Right. So, my job is policy and public engagement. So, I do a lot of qualitative research. So, a lot of the research on the mental health and addiction system here in the province is quantitative. So, a lot of numbers. You know, how many people walked into the emergency room this year, you know, for a mental health concern, or how much it all cost. And while those are really, really important numbers, it doesn't give us that depth and richness of the data that, you know, we really need to know in order to make our mental health and addiction system better. So a big part of my position is doing qualitative data analysis and qualitative interviews. So meaning I talk to people. I talk to people from across the province about their experience using mental health and addiction services, whether they be good experiences or bad experiences or somewhere in between. And then I sort of compile that information and find, I guess, the major themes between what people are saying about their experiences. So that's a big part of my job, is the research aspect, but also the public engagement piece too. So, you know, I answer questions and queries from, you know, all across the province on mental health and addiction services. I kind of serve at times as, you know, a systems navigator, very similar to Barry Hewitt, who is our mental health and addiction systems navigator with Eastern Health. And yeah, I talk to people. I sit down and I listen to people. I don't provide any clinical counseling in this role, although I am a social worker. But in this role, I mainly just listen to people, listen to their stories, and help provide them with resource counseling and how to get to the next place or the next step to, you know, achieve the help and support that it is they're seeking.
Okay. So we know CMHA recently published a public report project called Embracing Our Experiences. Do you mind telling me a little bit about what that was and what kind of led to that?
Right. So Embracing Experiences is the first independent public report on the mental health and addiction system here in the province. So previously we had Toward Recovery come out from the government. So the government was reviewing its own mental health and addiction system. And while that was great and Towards Recovery did some very foundationally important work, I think they came out with some 50 to 70 recommendations on system change. Embracing Experiences and the Canadian Mental Health Association want to complement that work by, reporting on the progress of those recommendations that Toward Recovery came out with in 2017 and figuring out, how far we've gone with some of those recommendations and how far yet we need to go. So it's very much a complementary work to the government, although it is independent of the government. CMHA staff are going out. We're interviewing people across the province, like I said, talking to them about their experiences, and then putting all that together in a report form with some major themes. So just to tell you, I guess, the 4 major themes of the report that came out when we did it were access and navigation. So, people's issues with accessing mental health services and then navigating them once they're within the system. The second major theme was continuity. So continuity in care being like streamlined services, being relationships and relationship building and continuous relationship building with healthcare providers. Aftercare was talked about a lot in that theme as well. The third was proactive versus reactive services. So a lot of folks want to see more proactive mental health services rather than the reactive crisis-oriented mental health services. We need more proactive services in order to prevent crises from happening in the first place, instead of just reacting to it after the fact. And then the final theme that came through in this report and the 40 interviews we did with people across the province was confidence in the system. A lot of people have lost their confidence in healthcare providers and in the system as a whole, that they're going to be able to support and help them. While some people did talk about very positive experiences with their healthcare providers, with their psychiatrists, a lot of people talked about, not totally trusting, the medications that they were prescribed, being prescribed medications that they may have been allergic to, lack of relationship building and communication between themselves and, the professional helping them or working for them. And a lot of people attributed, who actually had good experiences with the system, they attributed it to luck, which was a very interesting finding.
Perfect. So we know when you did that report, you found that there wasn't a lot of buy-in from the BIPOC community. So what would you guys like to see happen in the future to better support that community?
Right. So a major limitation of the report was that the majority of people who signed up were, white, relatively wealthy, relatively privileged individuals. We did have a number of people from the 2S LGBTQ community, which we were very happy to see, but unfortunately, we didn't get as many Black, Indigenous, or people of color involved in the study, and that's definitely a limitation. And if we know anything, by now, we know that racism is institutionalized, microaggressions happen every day, especially within systems and healthcare systems, and ultimately, if white privileged folks are experiencing these issues with the system, not feeling like they're not believed for their mental health concerns, et cetera, then certainly folks from the Black, Indigenous, and people of color populations and communities are experiencing that even at a deeper level, because racism can be very entrenched into those healthcare systems and the mental health care system. So, like I said, of course, if privileged white folks are experiencing this, then there has to be a deeper level that Black folks are experiencing this or Indigenous folks are experiencing this. So we need to talk to them, and we need to build better relationships with these communities in Newfoundland and Labrador. The Canadian Mental Health Association wants to build relationships with these communities here so that we can build that trust and do these interviews and hear their stories, and then of course use them to make system changes and transformation.
So if people were looking to get in contact with you to kind of share their experiences and they were interested in the next stage of the public reporting project, what would they need to do?
They just need to contact me at my CMHA email, which is breid@cmhanl.ca, or they can call me. My number is 683-1848, and I'm available from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. And we can have a discussion about, their interest in the report. We also go through confidentiality with people, the risks and the benefits of participation. And, we go through a lot of ethical processes to make sure that, people are fully aware of what they're signing up for.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned to see our next guest.
It all started when I racked up some serious debt. Interest payments were going up, creditors were calling. Janes and Noseworthy came up with a plan. Knowing that the phone was going to stop ringing and that I was not in this alone was a huge relief. Bankruptcy or a consumer proposal or whatever help you get is not the end. It's just the beginning. A chance to start again with knowledge and support and people in your corner. Are you ready? Get out of debt. It's okay.
Learn more about Leah's story at janesnoseworthy.ca.
It was my daughter's birthday. She was blowing out the candles on her cake when we heard coming from the TV. So we stopped and listened, and it helped us get to safety. That's why when I think of my daughter's birthday, because now she gets to keep having them.
And welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by Dr. Janine Hubbard, the president of the Association of Psychology of Newfoundland and Labrador, who's also a registered psychologist. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Hubbard.
Thank you so much for having me here.
I'm so glad to have you. So we're going to be talking a little bit about men's mental health. As some of our viewers may or may not know, men are definitely dealing with a mental health crisis right now. We are losing 4 times more men to suicide than we are women. So what's going on in the world of men's mental health?
Oh boy, I'm so glad we're able to talk about it. And some of it is that men's mental health issues are often misidentified because they present very differently. When a woman is experiencing anxiety or depression, she's far more likely to express the classic signs, the sadness, the crying, the withdrawal, the loss of interest. Men's mental health often comes out in physical symptoms. Okay. So they're having more headaches, they're having issues with their gut or their digestive system, they're having pains. So they're far more likely, and first of all, they're far more likely not to get any kind of medical treatment for that. But then again, the focus is on the physical ailments. Not saying, actually, I lost my job and this is what's happened and this is how I'm feeling. So it's often takes a lot of digging to get to the, oh no, your feelings are coming out in very physical ways, but it's actually not an issue with your stomach, it's an issue with your mental health.
Okay, so men's mental health is presenting more in physical ailments than it is in what we're typically used to seeing in women.
For sure, and then the mental health presentation itself comes out differently. Okay. So it's far more likely to come out in things like irritability, impulsiveness. It's going to come out in things like use of alcohol and substance use. Okay. So it comes out, again, a little differently. You don't think of someone who is depressed or really anxious necessarily having it come out that way.
Okay. So then what do we do? What do we do to get the conversation started? What do we do to get men more open to talking about their mental health so they can take the steps to seek help?
Well, partly we talk about the fact that it exists and it's a massive problem. You're quite right. 75% of suicides last year in Canada were by men. That's roughly 50 men every week in this country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of men, a lot of families.
We know that there are some surprising things. 10% of new fathers experience postpartum depression symptoms.
See,
and nobody ever talks about that. No. We have up to, I believe it's between kind of 15 and 35% of individuals with eating disorders are males.
See, we never get to see that.
We never talk about that piece of things. And so there isn't that openness or that acceptance. The other thing is our stats in terms of, for example, in BC, drug overdoses. Okay. Vast majority of individuals who died from a drug overdose were men.
Wow, see, that is absolutely alarming and astonishing.
It is really alarming, and that's why, like I say, I'm so glad we're talking about it. And some of it is simply making people aware of these stats. Some of it is the ongoing discussion we've been having around the, it's okay. There's no shame in, it's the, not weak. Messages. Those are super important to be having because, again, we really want to have that discussion happening. We know that throughout the pandemic, things like unemployment or just the change and shift in household environments, and in some cases, more people being home, a shift in those household responsibilities, but also just a shift in the amount of time being spent on things, again, has really increased, mental health issues for everybody, but again, it has looked a little bit different for men.
So what can we do to support the men in our lives once we create a space that they're talking about their mental health more openly and more often? Is there any advice you'd like to share?
Sure. And again, it's starting the conversation. What I would ask is, the women in their lives are pretty good about, trying to get it out. But if every man who was watching this evening or this morning, whenever it's airing, reached out to one male friend and said, hey, I just want to check in because I know this past year's been really rough. How you doing? That basic thing. And then from a more systemic issue, looking at the fact that men respond to different mental health treatments.
Okay.
So that many of them don't necessarily respond to kind of a one-on-one, and let's face it, most of our mental health practitioners are women. We have found that in some cases, support groups can be really helpful. It takes a lot to get there, but once you get there, it happens. But there's some really interesting research looking at activity-based therapeutic programs. Okay. So, we go and we build something together. Okay. So it's a shared project, whether it's building a dory together, whether it's, helping on something, but that allows kind of that shared activity at the same time, kind of some open space to be having that dialogue. If you've got a friend or a buddy you're worried about, take them out fishing, take them out for a walk. Like sometimes it's that getting away from the household thing and doing something together, whether it's one-on-one or in a group, can really help to facilitate that conversation. So those of us in the mental health world really need to step back and kind of go, how are we offering services? And are we offering the services that are needed? Okay.
So getting people more engaged, reaching out to your friend, having that open space to have that safe one-on-one conversation is definitely more important for men to be doing these days.
For sure. And for physicians to be starting to have the conversation of, you've had a lot of headaches, let's take that one step further. Okay. And have that really important conversation.
So if there were any men watching who are listening tonight, what would be one thing they can do if they're making that steps to reach out? Should they reach out to the Association of Psychology, or should they reach out to their doctors? What's the first step?
Well, first thing to remember, and I always like to mention it, is there are suicide crisis lines. We have the mental health crisis line. We have the Doorways programs. There are a number of ways. We have the Channel Warm line. There are a number of ways to be seen quickly and urgently. And if you are ever feeling, in immediate suicidal distress, please present to your nearest emergency department because we know these numbers are serious. Yeah. And then beyond that, taking a look at Bridge the Gap. There's some options there. If you're comfortable with your family physician, that's a great place to start. APNL has a listing of psychologists that are out there. There are a listing of, mental health clinics throughout the province. I know I have some men who feel very uncomfortable, even in the face-to-face. Well, guess what? We're all doing virtual care these days. Sometimes that's an easier option. So figuring out what kind of option might work best.
Okay. And then taking that
And
step.
then taking the plunge. And sometimes you need a friend or a loved one or someone to make that initial call for you, and that's okay.
That's fantastic. I'd love to thank you for taking the time to sit here with me and discuss such an important subject. I know it's something that's affecting lots of men out there, so thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for covering such an important topic.
It's been fantastic. Thank you, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
Welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by Brad Glynn, the Executive Director of Channel. Brad, thank you for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me, Laura Bell.
I'm so glad to have you sitting in our seat. So if you don't mind telling people, in case our viewers don't know, what exactly is Channel?
Well, Channel is, first of all, it's a mental health and addiction organization. What makes us unique is we are run entirely by people with lived experience of mental health issues, mental illness, or substance use issues. So all our services are provided through the lens of a consumer, the lens of a peer, but ultimately the lens of someone with lived experience of those sorts of issues in their life.
Perfect. So when people are reaching out to Channel, they know the person on the other end is someone with lived experience who understands what path that they might be walking themselves.
Absolutely. And just like a clinician would have a role in someone's care, it's always nice to have someone who gets it and someone who can say, like, yeah, I've been there too, and affirming that our own stories are unique. But it's always nice to feel that connection, and when you're feeling isolated, knowing someone else gets what you're experiencing is so critical to providing hope.
Okay, perfect. So what kind of help exactly does Channel provide to people?
Well, we function in three main areas, but most of our frontline work is in peer support. Our most well-used offering is our provincial warm line, which we have in English and just recently in French. And basically that's open 13, 14 hours a day with trained, certified peer supporters so that someone can call in a pre-crisis stage to receive support, a conversation, to share their story and help find form in it, to find avenues for hope, and to find ways to get other supports within the community. So oftentimes we will refer people to other organizations, to the health authorities to find support. And on top of the warm line, we offer one-on-one sessions for our peers. We do groups, we do family groups, we do wellness workshops, so that there's a variety of ways people can find care as they're journeying through their recovery process.
Okay, so what can someone expect when they reach out to Channel for the first time?
The first thing they can expect is a listening ear. You know, I've got a psychologist, I've got a GP, I've got people who are part of my healthcare team, and oftentimes when I'm going to them, I'm looking for advice. I'm looking for a solution. But one of the foundational aspects of lived experience and peer support is that we have our own answers. We champion self-advocacy. We champion that idea that the care of a person should be person-centered, and therefore, if someone reaches out to Channel, that's the first thing they're going to receive. They're not going to find someone wanting to tell them what to do. They're going to find someone who supports them in constructing their own story and finding out what the next step may be. And usually those are immediate steps. Okay. You know, I'm in a place where I need something. What can I do to move out of this place where I may be stuck?
Okay. So the services Channel provides, are they centered within just the Avalon, or do we have services for everyone within the province?
We have services. We actually have staff from here to Happy Valley Goose Bay and almost everywhere in between. Our warm line is for anyone in Newfoundland and Labrador, of course. But all our services can be accessed. We have virtual groups, we have virtual family groups, and we have offices in St. John's, Mount Pearl, Marystown, Grand Falls, and Stephenville. And we have staff present in about 15 other communities working with regional health authorities to provide support to peers who may be more vulnerable or more marginalized in different ways in our society.
Okay, that's fantastic to know. So when people reach out to Channel, they're able to kind of access a variety of services. So there's the warm line they can call into if they're in a pre-crisis situation, but you do offer counseling and kind of one-on-one and family sessions, should that be what they need at that time.
Absolutely, and again, ours is always about that holistic idea of care. So if someone did enter into a crisis stage, we would stay and support them.